Willie Taggart and his young and talented USF Bulls, led by sophomore running back Marlon Mack, look to right the ship today against Syracuse. The Orange is led by dynamic receiving duo Steve Ishmael and Brisley Esteem. It's Syracuse and USF right now on CBS Sports Network. From Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, an old league rivalry is renewed. Syracuse of the ACC visits USF of the American Conference. Each team plays its final non-league home game of 2015. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Tampa. Great to have with us Dave Ryan alongside Corey Chavis, former star defensive back at Vanderbilt and in the NFL. We're joined by Lauren Gardner on the field in a moment. And Corey, we spoke with Willie Taggart, the USF third-year head coach, yesterday. He talked about the need for a signature win. Is this the day today?
Well, I think it has to be, Dave. And when you're going against a Syracuse football team that, to me, seemed very loose before the game, it makes for a very intriguing matchup. Both teams physical. They like to run the football. They got to make some plays in the air as the same drives.
Quarterback situation for Syracuse, interesting to say the least. It all began with Terrell Hunt, the senior captain. He was hurt in game one against Rhode Island. So then Eric Dungy, true freshman from outside Portland, Oregon, came in, but suffered a concussion a few weeks back against Central Michigan. So then Zach Mahoney played well 2 weeks ago against LSU, through 3 second-half touchdown passes in a loss to the Tigers. But Dungy now is back in the saddle.
And they're excited about him. Around the program, they feel like passes like this, to find what he's done in practice, has carried over into the games. They just need him to really stay healthy and finish the game. We haven't seen it really since that hit against Central Michigan. Wonder whether or not he'll hold up today against a vicious South Florida defensive
Well, you're right
front.
about that, because USF is fierce. They are tough and athletic, especially defensive ends, players you like a lot.
Yeah, I do, and I think the defensive tackle spot, you start off with Deidre Sanat, and it's like he's never going to be a have-not. When you get off the ground like this and make plays, combine him with Demetrius Hill, Paxton Lynch, he's 6'7". Watch him get up, skyrise a bit. Hill in this front, they get after you.
USF's Willie Taggart, Syracuse coach Scott Schaefer, close friends. They were assistant coaches on the same staff at Stanford under Jim Harbaugh. Not a lot of texting and well wishes, though, this week. Third-year man in Syracuse Hill is Scott Schaefer, Doug Marone's defensive coordinator before Marone departed to become the Bills' head coach. So Lauren Gardner, as we talked about, quarterback situation very challenging for Coach Schaefer and the Orange. Terrell Hunt has a new role, doesn't he?
Absolutely, Rhino. The senior captain paid a visit to Eric Dungy's hotel room last night. The message: just worry about playing. He told me before today's game that he will be on the sidelines all day, handling all the communications with the running backs and wide receivers to help this young QB in his first collegiate start on the road, guys.
As Lauren knows very well, weather here in Tampa, well, it's almost mid-October. Still 86 degrees and steamy, and a 20% chance of rain today. Former Big East rivals. Ninth meeting, USF leads the series 6-2. Last time, a Ryan Nassib to Alec Lemon last-second touchdown play for the Orange resulted in a Syracuse victory, a thrilling game by 1. USF has won the toss, deferring to the second half. All orange today for Syracuse. A whiteout homecoming for USF. They've got the all whites going today. Great return man for Syracuse, Brisley Esteem. A junior who had 261 all-purpose yards a couple weeks ago at the Carrier Dome against LSU in a close game against the 8th-ranked Tigers. He'll kick off here for USF. Michael Hill. Their field goal PAT man is Emilio Nadelman. Underway from Raymond James Stadium. Esteen, 2 yards deep in his end zone, ventures out, and he's cut down outside the 10. Chick-fil-A starting lineup for Syracuse. Orange led by true freshman quarterback Eric Dungey from Lake Oswego, Oregon, outside Portland. Started the year as the number 2 QB, as we talked about, behind Terrell Hunt. But Hunt, as we mentioned, out the Achilles tear, done for the year, maybe his career. So Dungey has taken over. Hit hard by Mitch Stanisiak of a targeting call against Central Michigan a couple weeks back. Stanisiak was ejected. Dungey cleared this week for practice. He's back. First play from scrimmage. Handoff goes to Morris the second.
Jordan Morris tackles made by number 43.
One player that I think Dave has to really step up is Steve Ishmael. He's got the ability. Last year, the 2 touchdown catches against Florida State showcased how he could get behind top-notch secondaries. They'll need him to show up big today.
6-yard gain by Morris the second, junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Second down. Nothing doing this time. Huge defensive play off the edge by Eric Lee, loss of 2.
Well, you can watch Lee, and he slipped inside that time with Amari Palmer, and he's got a quick first step. He's done a better job this year, I think, of getting skinny, getting in between those types of gaps. And you saw the first step quickness right there.
Third down. Dungey, little pressure. Lewis has the catch and a first down. Abraham knocks him out of bounds. But the H-back Ben Lewis, junior from Middletown, Maryland. That position new to the Syracuse offense this year, first down Orange.
Well, you got 2 guys blitzing and nobody covers Lewis. That was some type of coverage bust that time early in the game by South Florida. And you don't want to have that. You don't want to give up an easy first down to a team that's looking to get some confidence on the road.
9th catch of the year for Lewis. Dungey. Time. Incomplete on the sideline at about the 41, looking for Brisley Esteen. Corey spoke about the USF defensive front, top of the broadcast. Keep an eye on middle linebacker Augie Sanchez as well. Leads the Bulls in tackles, been voted a team captain as well. As a sophomore, career high 12 tackles against Memphis last week. Last year against Maryland, a game we called. He had a scoop and score and a pick in the same game against the Terps from the Big Ten. He's good. Second down. Morris the second. Stop. Dietrich Nichols from his quarterback spot jets through and makes the play. Loss of 3. Good quickness.
Well, they're kind of bringing him off the edge right there, and he gets inside of Josh Paris to make that tackle. What they do a lot defensively is they bring their corners on some type of cornerback blitzes, and that was an example. Good play by Nichols.
Third down. Pressure. Lee off the edge. Ishmael elevates but can't make the catch. One-handed style at midfield, incomplete. And Syracuse will have to punt on its first possession of the day.
Well, he could see him in the pocket scanning, and I think it was a pretty good job of protection, and just was high on the throw because number 51, Tayshawn Whitehurst, did a very good job of dropping underneath to force that high ball.
Riley Dixon will punt to Tajay Fullwood. Pressure coming. Dixon gets it on. Fullwood. Wow, belted right away. Did not indicate for the fair catch and pays a price. Somehow hangs on to the football on the 49-yard punt by Riley Dixon. How about this? Chick-fil-A starting lineup for USF. Bulls have seen a lot of improvement, progress, development. True sophomore quarterback Quentin Flowers, dual threat QB, threw for a career best 199 yards. Last week, that home loss to Memphis. Coach Willie Taggart compared him to Nebraska legend Tommy Frazier. High praise. So it's first down. Play fake. Deep ball. Chris Barr can't catch up with it. Overthrown by some 10 yards. Incomplete.
Well, you see Kofi Amichia right there, and I think his challenge is going to be to hold off some of the younger players that they feel like can step into the lineup. I think he's very talented. He's given up a couple of plays this year. They need him to play well today for downfield passes, Dave, like you just saw.
Bulls take a shot on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. QB run. Flowers is quick. Leans ahead. Stopped by Paris Bennett. For the Orange defensively, keep an eye on sophomore linebacker Zaire Franklin, first sophomore to be elected captain at Syracuse since Angelo Arcello, get this, in 1945. Just the fourth ever sophomore to be elected captain in Syracuse history. He told us, yeah, he likes the history, loves that. Got to be a great leader. Here's Barr on screen. He's been active early. Barr stopped by Antoine Cordy in space. 10-yard gain for USF, first down.
It's important that they get this conversion. They've struggled on third down. Sean Price gets a block outside, and that's what allows Barr to get the first down. That's a big play for them with Barr on a bubble screens. Almost scored twice against FAMU in the opener.
Marlon Mack, first carry of the day. Franklin can't stop him. Rodney Williams from behind, able to drag down Marlon Mack. That's not easy. The rushing leader last year in the American Conference, more than 1,000 yards.
But we just talked about Amichia, and let's see what he does right here. And he actually blocks down, and they pull around. And the one thing that you get when you get a big run is blocks outside, and that was Bronson on the outside doing a good job blocking.
First down. Mack tries the middle and runs into trouble. Gets to about the 47 at Syracuse. Stephen Clark makes the play defensively for the Orange, a true freshman from Alabama. Mack had his sixth career 100-yard game last week against Memphis. Friday night loss. On second down, little zone read, and Mack leans ahead, gets himself to the 44-yard line at Syracuse, a gain of 2. Stopped there by Ron Thompson. Three-headed running back, Corey, for USF, and each can do something very well.
They can, and they were trying to use them a little bit more as the season is worn on, and some inverted bone. So all three of them are in the game at the same time. And an inverted wishbone, what I like to call it, out of the shotgun. They did that against Maryland. Right now, they're in a trips bunch.
On third down, here's Flowers. Throws to the flat. Price has got it. Antoine Cordy finishes him off. Wayne Morgan first to get to him defensively, well shy of the first down on a short field. We'll see what Willie Taggart's got in mind. Fourth down and 7 after the gain of just 1. The Bulls just 1-3 this year. Bring out the kicking unit. Beat FAMU, Florida A&M in the opener here at Raymond James Stadium. And then losses to Florida State, at Maryland, home to Memphis. It's must-win time for USF.
Let's see if Shabati tries his little drop punt that he does to try to pin teams.
One of the best punters in the American Conference, Matthias Shabati. Esteem, deep to receive the kick. Grabs it at the 4 and makes the fair catch. That's where Syracuse takes over. Each team unable to get something going offensively on their first possession. Syracuse back up on offense when we return.
College football on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites. And by Dr. Pepper and college football. It's a one-of-a-kind tradition. Dr. Pepper, always one of a kind.
Nate Allen of the Raiders, the injured Jason Pierre-Paul, and Aaron Lynch of the 49ers, some former USF greats who've done very well in the NFL. Keys to the game with Jameis's choice. What do you have here, Corey?
I think the offensive line we talked about in the open, South Florida's defensive front, they've got to do a good job today holding it down. And then for USF, first play, they go deep. They've got to create big plays in the passing game. They've left a lot of yards on the field this year, down the field.
Tough field position for the Orange here to begin this drive. Off the Chobani punt. Pistol for Dungy. Morris the second. The handoff. Polished off right away. Hit by Daniel Awalake. 2 sacks this year. USF defensive tackle. James Hamilton, Bruce Hector, Awalake, Deidrin Sanat up front. Those dudes are tough. Athletic and strong. Big key to the game today. Play in the trenches. Second down. Dungy with a little pressure. Outlet pass at about the 11-yard line is brought in. Catch made by Josh Paris. Gain of 4. USF has 3 running backs. We'll see 3 for Syracuse as well, Corey. Which one do you like here on film watching this week?
I like Jordan Fredericks. I think he's the most distinctive. One of the things that I think that they'd like to do with him, they'll use him in the Wildcat. You'll see that today. So he'll take the direct snap. That says a lot about what they feel about him with the ball in his hands. Right here, you see Morris.
On third down. Morris the second. Trying to get out of the arm tackle of Augie. Sanchez cannot. He stopped shy of a marker. Needed a 14 for the first down. It's a gain of 2, and Syracuse will have to kick it away again. We thought, Chafe coming in, that punters would be a big key in this game today, and so far that has been the story.
Yeah, you can see that you get a pretty good block, but it's Sanchez's instincts downhill. When he sees something, he believes it. You know, there was a one-on-one situation. Morris the second, you make him miss, you probably pick up that extra yard for the first down.
Dixon starts a yard deep in his end zone. Tajay Fullwood, this time wisely, indicates for the fair catch. Runs into a teammate there at about the 47. And that's where USF takes over 1st and 10. When we return, Bulls, Quentin Flowers, a dynamic sophomore quarterback, back on the field. Host Adam Shine brings his unbridled enthusiasm to a whole new level. His nightly show full of strong opinions and high energy. Time to shine, Tuesday through Friday at 6 Eastern right here at CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Adam Shine, another one of those Syracuse broadcasters.
One of the best voices in the business.
Newhouse alum. 2017 photo. Speaking of old schools, how about 2 guys on the Stanford staff, as we talked about? Willie Taggart, an offensive assistant for Jim Harbaugh, Scott Schaefer on the defensive side. That 07 team was 4-8. Coach Schaefer moved on to Michigan to become the defensive coordinator, then to Syracuse. A couple years later, a guy named Andrew Luck came into Stanford and led them to the Orange Bowl win over Virginia Tech. They are very good friends, the coaches, but not this week. Flowers on the screen. Brought in by Bronson, who makes the catch. Big play. It's Adams on the catch. Rodney Adams offensively for USF. Screen successful. Bulls first down.
Man, you can see the offensive lineman get out here and make some really good blocks. Rodney Adams doing a really good job of really just following those and getting some yards after the catch.
First down. Flowers ahead to about the 30. A gain of 1. Back down to Lauren.
Well, guys, Flowers very vocal with both Coach Taggart and his teammates after that last series. This is new behavior after a dinner a few weeks ago at Taggart's house, where running back Darius Tice stood up and asked him to be more vocal as a leader. Taggart told us after that he was a different guy.
Leadership so key, Lauren, from that position. Flowers on the option look this time. The pitch. Paris Bennett catches up with Rodney Adams. A swarm of orange all over the outside receiver. Rodney Adams of USF. 3rd down and long coming up. And Coach Taggart himself, as Lauren and Corey we know very well, great quarterback at Western Kentucky. Set every record imaginable for the Hilltoppers. He and Flowers are very close. Quentin has lost both of his parents tragically, and Coach told us yesterday it's a father-son type relationship. Here's 3rd down. Pressure coming. Flower steps up. On the move, throws it way low and incomplete there, looking for Adams. He's standing by himself at the 20. Third down conversion numbers for USF, 125th of 127 in the FBS. Good reason why here. Got to make this play, Corey.
Well, more than that, you got to find the guy that's open. And right there, Chris Barr, they were running a corner route with him in the slot, and he was wide open. And Chris Barr had some frustration there. When you get somebody and get those opportunities, you got to find the opening shots or open shots down the field.
Now comes Chabadi, who is their punter, to hold here for Nadelman. 3 for 3 on the year. Field goal tries. His long and career best against Maryland, 34 yards. This from 49. Not close. Well, wide left, no good. Really hooked it. Keep us scoreless here today. From Tampa. First miss of Nadelman's career, the sophomore from Miami. So the Orange holds. Syracuse gets it back. Scoreless game from Tampa. Let's take a look at this week's one-of-a-kind tradition brought to you by Dr. Pepper. We highlight Syracuse alumni in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Al Davis, great Raiders owner, of course. Jim Ringo, offensive lineman. Who can forget Jim Brown? Number 44, Larry Zonka wore 39, but won 2 Super Bowls with Bob Greasy and the Dolphins. Floyd Little, a great college career. John Mackey, for whom the National Tight End of the Year is named. And Art Monk had an amazing NFL and college career as well. Legend of 44. Little, Brown, Davis among many who have worn that incredible number. The last couple digits of the zip code on the Syracuse campus, 44. Everywhere you go, you see 44 on the Syracuse Hill in Central New York.
What a number. What a tradition.
Ernie Davis Legends Field. That's what the playing surface that Carrier Dome up in Syracuse is called now. First down play, Urban Phillips back in the Syracuse lineup. Speaking of legends, future superstar in the NFL, it sure looks like it. Leonard Fournette had great respect for all the amazing running backs before him. Trip to the Carrier Dome 2 weeks ago, and he shredded the Syracuse defense.
Yeah, that says a lot about his knowing the history of the game.
He won me over with that, no question. Great tweet from Fournette. Here's second down. Dungy, option look. Esteem on the pitch, not much. Back to Lauren, who spoke with one of those 44 legends.
I sure did. Floyd Little before today's game, and what an honor, guys. He said in speaking with Leonard Fournette, he was impressed with how humble he was and the kind of respect he had for those who came before him. He told Fournette, I will see you in New York. He expects him to be in that running for the Heisman Trophy, guys.
Well, Lauren, I've got a Heisman vote, and right now he's got to be the mid-season Heisman. There's a lot of football left to be played. South Carolina, LSU in Baton Rouge. The game moved because of the terrible weather in Columbia. Here's third down. Dungy throwing, dangerous pass. Almost intercepted, intended there for Josh Paris. Good coverage, Zach Bullock. Defensive end. Had 4 tackles against Florida A&M in the opener, the only Bulls win of the year. Punt time again, here comes Dixon. Second straight Syracuse 3-0. Defensive coordinator Tom Allen. New to the USF staff, came over from Ole Miss, where they're the Land Shark defense in the SEC. These are the Bull Sharks here in Tampa. You'll see some of the players use that signal today. Pressure again. Dixon gets it off. Fullwood deep to receive. Indicates and barely has enough room for the catch at the 21. 46-yard punt. Dennis Johnson almost blocked that punt for USF. No score in Tampa. Mondays at 6 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Don't miss NFL Monday QB, delivered by FedEx. Former pro quarterbacks break down all the Week 5 action from their unique perspective, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. In the stadium tomorrow on some CBS stations, you will see Jacksonville against the Buccaneers. First down. Bulls and orange here. Marlon Mack runs right. Escorted out of bounds on the play there by Simmons Jr. A pick 6 earlier this year. Win at the Carrier Dome against Wake Forest. So, Corey, in all your years, did you ever have 4 straight home games? It took a long time for Syracuse to play away from the Dome.
Yeah, I think it's kind of peculiar to have that many home games in a row, but they took advantage.
Went 3-1. Mack again. Runs right into Zaire Franklin. That's a gain of 1. So third down conversions, Corey, we talked about it. So key for USF. They have struggled mightily. 125th. Only Kent State and Miami of Florida. Hard to believe. Worse in the FBS entering play this weekend.
Well, a couple different things they can do. I think Alcana Dillon's a guy that can get involved, number 85. You're looking at him right there. And then also incorporate some quarterback draw. Flowers running with the football in these third and short situations.
One for 3 so far on third downs. Flowers going to run for it. And does have enough. Gets himself to the 32 before he's stopped by Marquise Hodge. Gain of 5, and USF moves the chains.
Well, one of the things that he's done a lot is pull the ball down early. This time, I don't know, it really wasn't a design quarterback draw, but I'm sure the coaches are drilling into his head. I'm talking about Danny Hope, the offensive coordinator. If it's not there, if you don't see it, use that athleticism, pick up first downs, keep drives alive.
First down. Marlon Mack gets to the second level. Finally tripped up by Rodney Williams, the orange free safety. A good pickup again. New co-offensive coordinator Danny Hope, former head coach at Purdue, helps lead the offense. Gain of 8.
Well, they're running over here in this direction. A lot of times you can kind of follow the offset back. In this case, he blocks away and he cuts it back. And that's the thing that I think Mack does such a good job of. His vision to cut back is tremendous.
Second and short. Screen pass, going to be Barr. Got the great wheels. 4'4", 40 runner, Chris Barr. He's a fast one. Zaire Franklin knocks him out of bounds. There is a flag down.
Yeah, there's going to be a holding call on the outside. That's probably going to come back a little bit.
Holding, number 85, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
First penalty of the game for either team. Stuart Mullins, our referee today. It's the freshman, Elkanah Dillon, a touchdown catch, one-handed variety a week ago Friday against Memphis. And despite the hole, Corey, you love his potential.
You can see the hole right there, and that was against Wiggum, who has to get off the block a little bit better. That was blatant. I mean, I'm not going to give him much of, and I think the referees won't when you make it, you almost tackled a guy like that.
On second down, option look, Marlon Mack, second level again. Gain of 5. Hodge and Thompson on the tackle there for Syracuse.
And right here you got third down and 1. And if you're going to win this football game, I think the guy you give the ball to right here is Marlon Mack. You got to make sure that this Syracuse defensive front is ready to handle this running game, a diet of it all day.
Timeout called by USF and head coach Willie Taggart.
South Florida.
53 seconds left in the first quarter. Willie Taggart, third year, 7 wins so far, 2 victories in year 1, 4 last year. And now Willie has reminded us, and Corey told us, with this tough 1-3 start, you got to win 5 of 7 to become bowl eligible. And with a challenging schedule, that won't be easy.
No, it won't. I think the one thing they've got to do is get on a roll. When he was at Western Kentucky, they had stretches where they won 7 in a row after starting out losing the first 4 or 5 games. And that's kind of where he made his mark nationally, or I guess really made his mark nationally, leading Toby Gerhart out there at Stanford. Running backs under him have had a lot of success. You're seeing that here with Mack. But the one thing they've got to be able to do is finish some of these longer drives.
Bowl game in his third year at Western Kentucky. And when he came to USF, program is still in the Big East Conference.
And that wasn't an easy job turning Western Kentucky around.
His alma mater, no question about it. Off the timeout. Fake the jet sweep to Barr, and Flowers has himself a first down. Julian Wiggum from his cornerback spot comes up and makes the hit for Syracuse. Gain of 5. Chains move again for USF. An effective drive here.
And that's somewhat what you would call like a quarterback counter. Now that was a design run. So you see Thor Joswiak pulling around away from him, and that's what gives the defense a false key as he runs it.
Flowers throws on first down. Comes near side of Barr. Tiptoeing the sideline, could not stay in bounds, ruled incomplete.
Now that was on Quentin Flowers. He got to throw the ball earlier. He has to see it open, but this ball is thrown much too late. He didn't even have a chance to even attempt to get his feet in bounds, because that's the second time he's seen it late. And Barr has been open more than any of their receivers this year. Unfortunate they haven't been able to hit him down the field.
Official timeout here. 21 seconds left in the first quarter.
Please set the play clock to 25 seconds. 25 seconds.
Play clock has been reset.
Snap, pardon me.
Lauren, what do you think of the Syracuse defense with the heat here?
They're definitely beginning to feel the effects. Linebacker Ted Taylor came off the field, had a seat on the bench, had the trainers cut off the bottom of his jersey, put a towel on the back of his neck, gave him some water. He's hydrated back on the field, guys.
Number 61 offense. 5-yard penalty.
LG, false start against Dominic Threet, the right guard. As Zaire Franklin, Syracuse middle linebacker, told us this week, people don't realize how hot and humid it can get up at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse. There's no air conditioning despite the fact it's named the Carrier Dome. All Central New Yorkers know that very well. And early in the season, when it's warm outside, it's hot in the dome and can feel like 95 or 100 degrees on the field.
It's not this hot.
That's right. It's not Florida heat, is it? Second down. Screen pass. Brought in by McCants. Tyree McCants on the loose. Stumbles a bit. Carney finally makes the play defensively for Syracuse at the 2-yard line. It's a 56-yard gain. Second catch of the year for Tyree McCants.
Well, you got a couple of good blocks, and Joe Begovich is one of the guys who did a good job of getting out in space along with Sean Price. Both of those guys made outstanding blocks to open it up, and I'm sure they were waiting to get one of those easy passes to break down the field.
Exciting play to end the first quarter here from Tampa. McCants, the redshirt freshman from here in Florida, his second career catch. Hurt all last year with a knee injury. Effective play at the end of the quarter. No score, but USF knocking on the door. End of one. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network. Tyree McCants pretty happy right now for USF. Corey, the longest pass play Syracuse has given up all year. Prior had been 51 against LSU.
Well, this is called a rocket screen. So he comes back this way, and then you're going to get great blocks by Sean Price outside. And then watch the block by also their left tackle, Joe Begovich. And watch it right here. I'm going to freeze it right there. You see 1, 2, 3 outstanding blocks in space. And all of those are what enables him to get down the field wide open. So anytime you get a play like that, what you would call a screen coming back towards the line of scrimmage, they have to be able to make good blocks in the open field.
Today's Red Zone being brought to you by Verizon. Here's USF. First and goal. Flowers, design run. Stop shy. Inside the 2. Hit there by Stephen Clark. Gain of 1 for Flowers. We started the weekend with 6 teams left of 127 with perfect red zone stats. The only rep for the American Conference, Tulane. Memphis, the most American Conference red zone touchdown runs in the FBS, 16 on the year. USF will try to add to their total here. Second and goal. Tice. End zone touchdown, USF. Darius Tice from a yard out. Our first points of the day.
Well, you can see they fake the speed shovel pass, which they do a lot to number 1, Chris Barr, and that's what gets the linebackers a little bit off base. Simply a handoff to Tyson and a walk-in score.
Nadelman. A perfect 13 for 13 on PATs this year. And USF icebreaker in our game here today. Set up Corey by the huge play to McCants.
Well, when you get good blocks in the open field, it allows for this. Players to get out in space, and that is what really enables them to finally get an easy score in the red zone, finishing.
Third rushing touchdown of the year for the junior from Miami, Darius Tyson. USF has a 7-0 lead on Syracuse. Lauren, it's time for this week's LG Scene. What do you have for us?
Rhino, this is a fun one. You know I love the tailgates, but it's homecoming here at USF, so I couldn't resist going out and checking out the homecoming parade. Get this, guys. Over 50 floats, an athletics float representing all of the sports here for the Bulls, a carnival in the Sundome parking lot, and a few concerts over the last few nights featuring Nick Cannon and Big Sean. And guys, what's better than a parade in the day? What at night, of course. It was a blast.
Looks like a lot of fun, LG. Absolutely. And the guys at the sideline are having some fun too here, Lauren. Get ready for the kickoff. Michael Hill, kickoff man for USF. Steen, the deep man, to return.
How did she have time to go to all of those?
Very busy.
Golly,
We had meetings all day with Willie Taggart and his staff.
And she still made it.
Absolutely. And join us for dinner afterwards.
Probably was hungry.
Watch out for Esteem. He's dangerous. From the 6. Grizzly Esteem. No room to maneuver whatsoever. And he'll be wrestled down at about the 21. Good special teams coverage from USF. 15-yard return. Khalid McGee. Special teams play.
That's his second tackle today on special teams already.
True freshman from Miami. Got 4 tackles on the year. Speaking of true freshman, Eric Dungy in Syracuse back on the field. Dungy's first snap since suffering the concussion against Central Michigan a few weeks back. Orange has struggled offensively so far in this game. Dungy got by the tackle of Lee, and Deidrin Sanat eventually finishes off Eric Dungy. It's a gain of 6.
Well, one of the things you've seen so far, you just saw Lee miss a tackle. He makes one right there. And then you got the support from the cornerback, Dietrich Nichols. You see some more support from the outside. Another corner, Ronnie Hoggins. When you get your cornerbacks becoming bull sharks, then you got a lot of energy on your defense. Usually happens inside out. Now it's happening outside in.
And Tom Allen coaches with energy. He's fun to watch. Play fake. And the catch made there by Ben Lewis. Team's second leading receiver entering play this weekend. Gets out to the 31. That should be enough for a first down. Syracuse not run a play past its own 34. In the game today, hoping to change that 5-yard gain there for Scott Schaefer's team. Lewis motion man this time. And whistles and flags stop this play before it gets going. False start coming.
False start. Number 89. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's the junior tight end Josh Paris for Syracuse.
Oh, there he goes right there. Let's see if he comes off early, and he does. Trying to get a little bit of a jump, running a vertical route up the field. So he's trying to get a good jump off the snap. And ended up costing his team 5.
First Syracuse penalty of the afternoon. Paris a good one, 28 career catches. Orange has got weapons. Got to get him going today here. Hang on.
Timeout. Syracuse Their first of a half.
Scott Schaefer wants to talk things over with his young quarterback. A record-setting career in Lake Oswego, Oregon, outside Portland. Scott Schaefer talked about his background coming from Stanford. Was a quarterback in college, and actually mentioned on the phone with us this week that when he was at Northern Illinois, he was trying to scheme against you at Vanderbilt. He said you were pretty tough. He has great background.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he coached defensive backs at Western Michigan. You talked about a defensive coordinator experience at Stanford. We also coached under Rich Rodriguez, a guy that you worked with out in Michigan in 2008. Worked for Doug Marrone here. He's had a lot of disciples going to the NFL under his tutelage. Louis Delmas just being one guy that comes to mind for me, but so many others. He's put his imprint on his program in terms of a defense that moves around, disguises, and he's had a lot of players on his defenses that have also gone on to the NFL.
First down, off the timeout. Dungey throwing. Catch brought in. Tackle made by Dietrich Nichols. Sean Avant makes the catch, sophomore from South Florida. There are so many Floridians on the Syracuse roster. Gain of 9 there. Coach Schaefer told us this week how important this game is, not just to play it, try to win it for the Orange, of course, but for recruiting too.
Man, you talked about that recruiting, a lot of it down here in Florida. They've got so many players on their roster in that Miami area. Probably got a lot of them looking on right now.
Here's second down. Dungey tries to head upfield. Again, trouble with Eric Lee, who blows that play up. It's a loss of 1. Defensive ends for the Bulls are awfully tough.
Oh, we talked about a lot of other players, but we didn't talk about Lee. He's going to come from over here on this side, and watch how he just gets in the mix and makes those other players react to what he's doing inside. Now, you're trying to block him with the tight end, and Josh Paris, who I don't think can handle his strength at the point of attack, he just threw him away to the side right there.
Orange 1 for 4, third down conversion so far. Dungey with a flag down, a lot of time to throw, and behind Paris, incomplete. Ronnie Hoggins was actually closest to that. Let's check out the marker.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Number 90. Defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
It's automatic first down. So Syracuse benefits the penalty from James Hamilton, senior from Orlando, the guilty party.
Well, you can see him inside, and right in that area is where you see the hands to the face. And it happened a little bit earlier. It comes back again and gets another one. There, he's locked in a battle over there with Ivan Foy, who has pretty good feet. He's from Brooklyn, New York, and he's a player that he'll get in position against you. And so you have to be able to get underneath them when you're running some of these line games that USF has run early in the game.
Double tackles for loss, a sack for Hamilton on the year coming into this one today against Syracuse. First down. Play fake. Option look. Trouble for Dungey. Sanchez and company catch up with him. Nowhere to go. Zach Bullock there too. Loss of 5. Defensive pursuit. Foot speed. USF so impressive.
And watch these two guys. They're going to come on the blitz, and they're going to follow each other, and watch how they get there, the linebackers. Right here, they're actually just reading off of it, and they decide to go ahead and come. And it's Sanchez, it's Harris. You got a lot of different guys that venture on to the quarterback, and they got to do a better job, I believe, Dungey in the pocket of getting rid of the football, holding on too much early.
Plenty of TFL so far for the Bulls in the game today. Option look. Bullock can't catch up with him. Pitch goes out to Irv Phillips. The sophomore from West Haven, Connecticut, with a nice pickup. We've seen Dungey do that a few times on film. Corey, this year, the late pitch, that's a gain of 14.
Well, this is the guy they want to get involved. When you talk to the people around their program, he's the excitement. It scored the 2 touchdowns in their first game. Look at when he gets on the edge, just like having a running back on the perimeter with the slot capability. He's somebody to watch the rest of this game. He's exciting.
Third and short.
Frederickson, the Wildcat.
True freshman. Fredericks, direct snap, spins through traffic. Nigel Harris makes the play in space defensively for USF all the way down to the 34-yard line. Gain of 7 for Fredericks, first down for Syracuse.
Now what he's doing, he's operating behind a player that I think has done a pretty good job of moving over to the center position in Jason Emmerich. He's somebody that has allowed them to move Rob Trudeau around, and that has really expanded their ability to run the football inside.
By far the best drive of the day for Syracuse so far. Play fake to Fredericks this time. The roll left. Dungy upended. Hard hit on the play by Hoggins. Ronnie Hoggins, true freshman
with the tackle of
from South Florida. Coconut Creek, Florida, near Miami. Across the state, gain of 6.
Well, you wouldn't think he's 167 pounds. Watch him come up and throw his shoulder. I mean, he's reckless on the football field, natural instincts. Almost had an interception against Memphis a week ago at 5'8", 167. He's playing big football right now.
Dungy takes a lot of hits. He runs the ball a lot. 6'4", almost 200 pounds. True freshman from outside Portland. Here's second down. Fredericks finds a seam of the defense, makes some tacklers miss. Stood up and sent back at the 21-yard line. Chains move again, though, for Syracuse, a first down. Stopped by Dietrich Nichols eventually. First 3 drives, just 1 first down. This 4 and counting for the Orange. But Schaefer has already reached the win total from last year, 3-9 a season ago. Fredericks navigates, drives off right tackle inside the 20. He's down about the 18-yard line. Gain of 3. Daniel Awalabe, senior from Lakeland, Florida. Not far from us here in Tampa, makes the play defensively for the Bulls.
I think this is the area of the field. They've got to find a way to get Steve Ishmael involved. That when I first noticed him, I talked about that Florida State game a year ago. When I first noticed him last year, he actually was on this same position right here and scored against P.J. Williams from Florida State.
The 11th play of the Syracuse drive here. Dungy runs. Sanchez started the play. Demetrius Hill finishes the tackle. Gain of 5. He's shy of the first down by about a yard.
You're seeing Ishmael. He's coming inside. He's running what they call some type of post route. He might have had a chance to get there. You couldn't see the end. Here's the bigger look of it from the end zone. You see, Dungy's already made a decision to run it, and he didn't wait maybe for the route to develop. Pretty good protection that time by their offensive line, however.
Long drive, big play here, 3rd and 2. Quarterback run again. Needed the 11. Ball's out at the end. Play ruled down at about the 12. Looks to be shy of that first down.
It's funny, Dave. That's not the first time South Florida or USF has caused a fumble. They just haven't recovered any. You can see Dungy inside, and a good job by Bruce Hector getting his hand up to maybe strip it. And you got a chance if you're Mike Love to fall on it. Can't corral the fumble.
One of only 5 FBS teams, Corey, not to have recovered a fumble coming into the game here today. It's hard to believe. Cole Murphy in for field goal try. Whistles first. Murphy 6 of 8 on the year with his field goal attempts.
The head coach of Syracuse has called timeout to challenge the ruling on the field of the spot in relation to a first down in the line of game.
All right, this is interesting. Scott Schaefer will challenge the spot. A moment ago on the run by Dungy. He'll lose a challenge and, of course, the timeout if the challenge is not successful here. What do you think, Corey?
Well, when you look at it, let's find out exactly when and if the ball comes loose, or if he's down. And if he's down, I'm thinking that the ball would be pretty close to that first down marker. Now, we can get another look at it from right here. We thought the ball might have come out. And to me, is he saying where the ball was recovered at right there? I believe that was by Nick Robinson. I think that's what he's challenging, is that the ball was recovered by Nick Robinson past the first down marker.
Exactly. That would be a first down if it was out. Really tough to tell.
And I think it's right there at the first down marker, so they'd have to measure. But clearly where they have the ball at now is where he went down originally. And we agree, Dave, the ball obviously comes out right there, and it's the hit, I think, by number 13, Tajay Fullwood, who gets it out, along with Hector. We don't know exactly when it came out.
Yeah, Fullwood made that play. And Nick Robinson heads up for Syracuse offensive lineman, the senior from Baldwinsville, right outside the city of Syracuse, Baker High School.
Well, I think what they're going to have to figure out, if you're the replay booth, is number one, it's a fumble. And then once you figure out it's a fumble, then where it's recovered at, and then that's where the spot's going to be, and it'll be a first down in Syracuse, so move on.
I agree. Will be a fumble. We'll move ahead. Robinson the recovery, and it should be first down Syracuse.
And there you see it. It's a great angle by our crew
and
right
it's a
there.
great challenge by Scott Schaefer as well,
No doubt about it. Because we talked about the defensive background. He knows when somebody causes a fumble.
The challenge is risky because not only lose a timeout, but the ability to challenge later in the game.
Yeah.
If it's not successful. But I think this one will get turned over. And it'll be inside the 11-yard line, which will be the first down by about half a yard.
And I think what you saw him recover it may have been a little bit behind the first down marker, but at least that gives him a chance to potentially go for it on 4th and inches at a different spot. So I think that's the other part of it that's smart by him. If you want to go for it, you got a better chance to convert it as opposed to this full yard you got right here.
Roy Reynolds is the replay official in the press box with us. Taking a long time with this one, but I'm with you, partner. I think it's going to get changed here. And you see, whenever the officials are writing things down on that small notebook, there's Thomas Potts, the field judge. It's going to get changed. So it should be the first down for the Orange. On this drive, 12 plays, 10 runs, just 2 passes for Eric Dungey.
After review, ball was recovered at the 11-yard line. It will be placed at that spot. First down and 10 for Syracuse.
They kind of saw it how we did.
We'll start on my signal.
It's nice when that happens once in a while, right?
Yeah, you get lucky every blue moon with so many calls nowadays, right? But they're getting it right, and I think that's the big thing.
That's the most important thing. Nice drive for the Orange after the early struggles, as we saw. So first down here. And we'll see what Tim Lester, Syracuse offensive coordinator's got in mind.
Well, I mean, we know that one thing that they like to do is to run the option into the short side of the field. Right here, the ball's a little bit closer to the right hash. Let's see if that maybe. I don't think that's going to happen with the personnel they have in. I don't see them going to the option here.
Fredericks featured back. Paris in motion. Jordan Fredericks tries to turn the corner, looks for the edge, can't find it. Eric Lee started the defensive play again. Bullock helps finish him off. It's a loss of 2. Great pursuit.
Yeah, the pursuit was by Dedrick Sinat. 6'1", 305 pounds. There's a shot of him right there.
Yeah, he's big. He's big.
He's big, but he can run. Yeah. He was all the way out by the sidelines like he was a safety. And I think that's the thing that makes everybody around this program so excited when you talk about Sinat. It's tough to run against him inside.
Tom Allen, defensive coordinator at USF, said Sinat's the toughest player to block for us. And the Syracuse coaches agreed this week. Second down. Lewis, end around play. Not going to work. Tajay Fullwood says no. With a huge hit. Finds Jacob Hill and puts him down.
He does a good job of beating the block of Amari Palmer, who was asked to come out and try to really kick him out. And you can see it's one-on-one at that point. And he's a better athlete than anybody on the field.
Sophomore from right here in Tampa. Third and very long. Dungey time over the middle, a flag down. Play goes to about the 14-yard line. There is a marker down. Josh Paris makes the catch, but a penalty coming against Syracuse.
Now, I think you accept this.
Holding, number 55, offense, penalties decline, 4th down.
That's the right guard, Captain Rob Trudeau, we spoke with this week, one of the great leaders for Syracuse.
And the reason why I said accept that, Dave, is want to make that clear. You take them even more potentially out of field goal range. So you take them back 10 yards, and then they got to repeat 3rd down, and maybe you can come up with another stop. But obviously, they're satisfied with the result of that 3rd down.
So here's Murphy. And Syracuse is on the board from 30 yards out. 7th made field goal of the year for the sophomore from outside LA, Castaic, California. Cole Murphy, 7-3 game. USF back on the field offensively when we return. Let's take a look at the Garving Road Trip Facts on Florida football recruiting. 459 players from Texas, 389 for the Sunshine State, California. It's always been those big 3, Corey, right? Without question. We're seeing highlights of Tampa Catholic against Clearwater, Tampa Bay Tech against Jefferson, Northeast Clearwater as well. And Willie Taggart's goal has been to put up a fence around the Tampa area. So many tremendous recruits come from this part of the state.
We got to keep his friend out of here. Syracuse has come in here and gotten 16.
16. But as you mentioned, a lot of Miami area guys.
Right, right.
Like Brisley Esteem.
I think that's a good move, though. You want to, there's a pipeline oftentimes from that Syracuse area, New York to Miami. Sometimes players will leave Miami to want to go to New York.
Ball blows off the tee here. 7-3 game. Willie Taggart has had very highly ranked recruiting classes the last 2 years in the American Conference, 1st and 2nd. Now can the Bulls put things together for 60 minutes and win a football game and finish? Signature win chance today. It's all out in front of the Bulls right now. Been a struggle though for them. Norton booms that right through the end zone. No chance to return for Rodney Adams of USF. Bulls. Quentin Flowers, offense, coming up next. Let's take a look at this week's 76-color athlete of the week. It's Thor Joswiak, offensive lineman for USF. Dad Brian was a great player at West Virginia, 7th overall pick of the Chiefs back in '86. And Lauren Gardner, a special day coming up for Thor, right?
Very special. I'll tell you what, he may look intimidating with that mohawk, but guys, he's really a softie. He proposed to his longtime girlfriend Samantha this summer using, get this, 20,000 rose petals, leading her to the beach where he popped the question. They'll be getting married this February, and his groomsman will be Brynjar Gudmundsen, his center. Those two have great chemistry together. They've been roommates for 4 years, guys.
Isn't
Talk about
something?
a friendship.
And we had a great meeting with Thor yesterday.
That's the definition of a true combo block.
Going for another degree at USF. Great student athlete. Fun young man to talk to. Flowers in the offense back in the field. Marlon Mack runs right. Simmons catches up with him. SEC action, what's happening? Brent Stover in New York. Here's an update.
Over on CBS, Grayson Lambert hooks up with Malcolm Mitchell. The Dogs lead Tennessee on the road 14-3 early second, but Nick Chubb went down early in this game with a gruesome-looking knee injury, guys.
Oh, that's such bad news for Georgia. We saw the record head-to-head with Tennessee under Mark Richt. Here's second down. Chris Barr on the sweep. Cut down. Cordy comes up, makes a big play defensively for Syracuse. And there's an injured Orange player at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that looks like Paris Bennett that's down. That was an excellent job by Cordy filling that alley. Hate to see this.
Sophomore from Detroit, Paris Bennett. Team's second leading tackler, shaking up for Syracuse. Paris Bennett, good news for Syracuse fans, and Paris able to walk up under his own power. Corey, we're not sure how. This looked gruesome.
Yes, it did. I mean, I guess from that angle you could kind of see. I thought his foot had gotten caught underneath Marlon Mack, but then from that angle you could see that it didn't quite get caught up, but now he's running on the sideline. That's great news for Orangemen fans.
First one of 10 true freshmen to play for the Orange last year. Only 3 wins a year ago for Scott Schaefer. 3 already this season. Playing good football in Central New York. Flowers leans ahead. He's stopped by Ted Taylor. He's the backup for Paris Bennett. At that Sam or strong side linebacker spot. Gain of 2. And a first down for USF.
Good challenge for Taylor playing on so many special teams in this heat to take the place of him at linebacker as well.
Here's first down. Play fake. Thompson some pressure off the edge. Flowers escorted out of bounds by Ted Taylor and by Marquise Hodge. It's a gain of 4 for USF. Willie Taggart told us yesterday that Flowers played his best game as a Bull last week in the 7-point loss to Memphis. It was a great start against the undefeated Tigers. Had a 10-0 lead.
He's had his moments during the year.
Showed a lot of improvement. But can they finish a game? It's been emblematic of their troubles. Second down. Pressure coming again. Flowers the deep ball. Looks for Bronson. Broken up. Good play by Corey Winfield off the corner for Syracuse. The sophomore from St. Louis. It's incomplete.
Well, you see the outside end close, and you also get Cordy coming from the inside out. And that's a tough catch for any receiver when you got that color flashing in front of you, and then you get the player to undercut you, as Winfield just did.
Winfield's got a couple picks this year, including a pick 6 against Rhode Island. And a shutout win for the Orange against the Rams in the season opener. Third down. Flowers, pressure. Thompson kept up with him and makes a great play defensively for Syracuse. Ron Thompson all over Quentin Flowers.
Well, we talked about in the open right here. You got Thompson going against Kofi Amichia, and he's got to hold up. And right now he just gets walked back into the quarterback with a speed to power rush by Thompson, who has excellent agility but also has pretty good strength as well.
Coming up, the Verizon Halftime Report. Brent Stover, Christian Fourier from our CBS Sports Network studio in New York. Scores and highlights from around the country. Preview of today's and tonight's big games coming your way, and there are plenty. Interested to see what happens with LSU and South Carolina moving that game to Baton Rouge. Some American Conference notes. Memphis the week off. Who's coming next week? Mid-South rivalry. How about Ole Miss to the Liberty Bowl? And Greg Ward Jr., you and I, of course, saw him last week against Memphis, against Tulsa. 4 more rushing touchdowns against SMU on Thursday.
Got 11 for the season. And also has 8 touchdowns and just 1 interception.
Giovanni punts. Brisley Esteem is back deep for Syracuse. Akins for the fair catch. Ball's recovered by Abraham. Did it touch a Syracuse player? Officials say yes. And USF ball. The Orange players did not clear out around Esteem. And let's take a look. Who did it hit here? Oh, no question about that.
Yeah, unfortunately for Syracuse, it hit number 25. Kylan Whitner, who's going down trying to, and that's really on the punt returner. In those situations, Brisley Esteem, he's got to make a Peter call, which tells all the guys to get away because the ball's getting close. Nobody maybe heard the call. Surprised that they didn't. Right here, you got to call Peter, and he doesn't. And it's unfortunate for the Orange.
Crucial play, 1st and 10. USF again. Rasheen Bronson on the deep ball. Antoine Cordy, Winfield on coverage, incomplete on the overthrown pass. Thereby Quentin Flowers, 2nd down.
Well, give them credit. I mean, they're trying to take some shots down the field. They're trying to get this deep passing attack going. That was something I felt like going into the game they had to do, DR, and so far they just haven't been able to connect.
Their top receiver is actually Dearness Johnson, one of the running backs. Got 4 touchdown catches this year. Here's second down. QB draw set up. Flowers running. And Simmons Jr. makes the play defensively for Syracuse. A minute 18 to go in the half, and a timeout call by Willie Taggart. In the field goal range of Emilio Nadelman. It's gain of 5 there for Flowers. So we talked about the Verizon halftime report is coming our way soon. Guys in the studio talk about big picture, top 25 games going on. Texas has beaten Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. Corey, that's interesting.
That buys you a couple of years.
Potential job saver there for Charlie Strong, whose seat was getting pretty hot in Austin. Miles Jack departing early. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if you feel like you're ready, and he's a player that's played all over the place, and you have an injury, now leaving the team early, there might be something questionable about that, but at the end of the day, I give him credit for leaving early.
Navy Notre Dame, by the way, 14-7, fighting Irish in South Bend. That's in the second quarter. Nadelman's target line, they're right there. Only career long of 34 for the first-year kicker, sophomore from Miami.
So I'm assuming that you're thinking that this third down, which has been their weakness, or Achilles heel, won't get converted. They got to be thinking about getting a first down here, and plenty of time to score.
Special team trouble with Whitner a moment ago. USF trying to take advantage here. 4 out of 7 so far, third down tries on the day. Flowers has the first down. Gets physical. Cordy helped make the play defensively for Syracuse. Gain of 7, huge conversion for the Bulls. We'd love to get a touchdown here in the final moments of the first half. 1 timeout left.
And that effectively just turned into a toss sweep. They pretty much, they motioned a player over to have 3 blockers over there to lead up for Flowers, and he turns into the running back. So it was a simple play call, yet an effective one for the Bulls.
Darius Tice has a lone touchdown of the day for either team. A short run beginning in the second after a scoreless first quarter. He's in here and will run on first down. Luke Arciniega, team captain, helps make the play defensively for Syracuse. About half a minute remaining in our first half. 1 timeout left.
Well, I think you got to pick up the pace right here. You got
I would go for the touchdown too. Why not?
You got 23 seconds to go here. I'm kind of surprised right now that they haven't taken a couple of shots in the end zone.
Play fake. Second down. Pass brought in at the 3-yard line. The play does get out of bounds as well.
They got to use the timeout right here.
Price the catch.
Okay.
There's the timeout with only 4 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but you allowed so much time to come off of the clock. I mean, right here we're getting the pass to Price, and he's out of bounds, but I just thought there was a lot of time they let go off the clock where they could have taken a couple more shots to the end zone.
Chauncey Sism helps make a play defensively. The sophomore from West Henrietta, New York, outside Rochester.
Yeah, but I think right here, now you don't have a choice. I mean, you've got no timeouts left. You got to go for the field goal here.
Because you can't clock it under
exactly
3 seconds. A rule put in a couple years back. So, are you going for the 3? Looks like it. Here comes Emilio Nadelman.
Yeah, that really shocks me.
USF has struggled to win in the last few years. Willie Taggart talked about finishing every single play. Didn't let his team do it there with clock management. This only a 21-yard chip shot for Nadelman. And he's got it. 3 more on the board for the Bulls to make it 10-3 to end the half.
Well, I think maybe the thought process, remember, USF deferred at the beginning of the half, Dave, so they're going to get the ball first in the second half. Maybe that's the thinking as to why they go for the field goal in that situation.
Kylan Whitner, true freshman from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Ball goes off the back of his helmet, and it comes right to Devin Abraham, the first fumble recovery of the year for USF. Sets up Nadelman's short field goal and 21 yards out. And for a program that has struggled so much to win, having a lead of 10-3 at half, got to feel pretty good. USF was tied with Florida State in Tallahassee, 7-7 at the half. Tied last year at Wisconsin in Madison at the half, but couldn't finish the game. Can they do it today? We'll find out. They've got a lead here. Halftime in Tampa. Verizon Halftime Report is next.
We're watching the Verizon Halftime Report on CBS Sports Network.
Welcome in for the Verizon Halftime Report. Brent Stover alongside the former All-American tight end at Colorado, Christian Fourier. Halftime at Raymond James in Tampa, 10-3. Willie Taggart needs any kind of a win right now. A home win against an ACC team that came in 3-1. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, he's getting some help from Syracuse because they are sleepwalking through this game. I know they came off a bye, but they're not doing anything correctly. They got lucky on that last series right there on the punt return, mishandling of the football, because Willie Taggart mishandled that clock, screwed up the timing. They should have easily gotten, 6 points out of that. But they need to wake up. Scott Schaefer needs to talk to these players and wake them up a little bit and tell them that they shouldn't be looking at the record of South Florida.
Cuse's last game was their only loss, and they took LSU in that game down to the wire before falling.
We are getting set to start the second half from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. 10-3 USF for the American Conference, leading Syracuse of the ACC. Welcome back to Tampa. Dave Ryan, Corey Chavis. We'll hear from Lauren Gardner in a moment. And what do the USF kids do? The bull shark. The defense has been very effective. 85 total yards for Syracuse in the first half. Why was the USF D so good?
Well, they got after it in terms of moving forward. And what I mean by that is they're going and attacking the gaps. They're coming downhill. They're making Dungy and the running backs make quick decisions, and they're keeping them off balance.
Let's take a look at Corey's keys by looking at the first half highlights. Find out more. Chavis's choice on that really effective USF defense.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You see Eric Lee, he's attacking the backfield right there on both situations, forcing the pitch early. Tajay Fullwood comes up and makes a tackle. The secondary members getting involved in support. I felt like they needed to get more big plays down the field in the passing game. They went to the screen game to get it going, and they have yet, really, Dave, to be able to get it going down the field in the air.
First half numbers, Corey, to take a look at. Just 85 yards for the Orange, 177 for USF. 7 TFL for the aggressive Bull defense. And their brand new defensive coordinator, Tom Allen, coming from Hugh Freeze's staff at Ole Miss. Syracuse will kick off here. USF to receive to begin the second half. Ernest Johnson, team's leading receiver. He's got 4 touchdown catches this year. Back deep along with Adams. Senior from Garden City, Long Island. Ryan Norton will kick off for Syracuse. Also might handle a long field goal attempt to 2 for Scott Schaefer. Underway in the second half. Touchback for USF. Back down to Lauren Gardner.
Well, Rhino, I spoke with USF head coach Willie Taggart, who told me he was very happy with the discipline of his defense, who allowed just 85 total yards on offense for the Syracuse offense. But he said he hasn't let his guard down yet. He's been in this position before, and his team hasn't finished. So he's doing something different. He actually had a walkthrough during the half outside of the locker room. And as for Syracuse head coach Scott Schaefer, he said we have to improve on our first down defense and play with a little more juice out there and energy. Guys, the heat is no excuse.
Halftime walkthrough, Lauren. I love that for USF. Trying to change things, change the culture. Back to carry. Struggles to get toward the 30-yard line. We're about the 29 on the first down run. Pick up a 4 from Marlon Mack. Is halfway to the USF record of 12 career 100-yard rushing games held by Andre Hall. All had 6 each in 04 and 05 when USF would average more than 50,000 a game at RJS here in Tampa. Trying to bring that back. Mack bumped out of bounds. On the play there by Corey Winfield. Chains move for USF, first down. Pick up a 6 there for Marlon Mack. 5th in the American Conference. Rushing yards per game, 98 entering the weekend. Jihad Thomas of Temple. Owls beat Tulane today. Tops in the league. Here's first down. Pressure coming. Zaire Franklin, but Price makes the catch. Bennett to tackle defensively for Syracuse. Close to midfield to the 49 of USF. It's a first down, gain of 13.
Well, they're going to bring the pressure inside right here. And you're going to see him avoid it and then be able to still make an accurate pass.
Syracuse has a player down hurt here.
We haven't seen a lot of pressures from Syracuse today. They've mixed in a couple. Like bringing Antoine Cordy, their strong safety.
It's Bennett again here. He was shaken up in the first half. Upended on the block by Marlon Mack of USF. So Coach Schaefer will come out and check on his Sam linebacker, the sophomore from Detroit, Paris Bennett.
Well, that time looked like just might have been some friendly fire from Ron Thompson, who was just running to the football in pursuit, and he does that a lot and does it well.
Bennett helped off gingerly, walks toward the Syracuse bench, had a career best 10 tackles against Central Michigan, an overtime win for Syracuse and Scott Schaefer a few weeks back.
That was excellent pocket movement by Quentin Flowers on that last play.
He has developed well, Corey. We've seen a lot of Flowers. Different guy from last year. Running here. Franklin trying to catch up with him. Cannot. First down again for USF. Winfield finally escorts him out of bounds defensively for Syracuse. Quick feet. Good read. Quentin Flowers.
Does a really good job right here of reading the mesh point and understanding where the opening is at. And I think that's something that he could be very effective, much like Houston's Greg Ward Jr. as he continues his maturation.
Ward Jr. has had himself a year for Houston. Marlon Mack on first down. Second level, then some. Big pickup again. Tripped up by Chauncey Sism. It's a gain of 11. Another first down for USF, and the Bulls are on the move here. Great initial drive of the second half. They'll go with tempo. Mack again. Big hole. Marlon Mack, the edge. Marlon Mack, the end zone. Touchdown, USF. Willie Taggart, Bulls head coach, told us yesterday Mack is having himself a special year. And we're seeing why today. Second rushing touchdown of the season. That from 26 yards out. And here's Nadelman for the PAT. How about the Bulls? A big lead on Syracuse of the ACC. 17-3 with a great start to the second half for the Mack attack. Corey Chavis and the Bulls.
And Mack attack, Mack truck. When you look at Marlon Mack and watch him do it inside, you can see the vision, you can see the instincts. When he finds an opening, he can give a hip and take it away and make for a bad day for your defense.
College football on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. By Verizon. Watch live, local, and primetime games on NFL Mobile included only on Verizon. And by your friends at 76. We're on the driver's side.
Syracuse alums in the NFL, Arthur Jones, Colts defensive end. We saw Justin Pugh, the Giants, the offensive lineman. Chandler Jones, Arthur's brother, Patriots defensive end, was a 21st overall pick of the Pats back in 2012. Former All-Big East defensive player and a Super Bowl champ. And brother John, an MMA champ as well. Pretty good athleticism. And great athletes on the USF sideline as well. Mac's 11th career rushing touchdown after leading the American Conference in rushing last year. Was the Rookie of the Year in 2014. Having himself a day. Looking for his third 100-yard rushing game of the season. Hill to kick off here. Esteem the deep man for Syracuse. Orange needs something here pretty badly. Strickland, the up man, will take that return for Syracuse. And eventually is bottled up on the play by Nick Holman on special teams. College football action continues all night on CBS Sports Network. We've got Boise State, number 25 in the country. Colorado State in Fort Collins. Presented by Geico. Mountain West action. We'll stay in the Mountain West with Utah State and Fresno State at 10:30 Eastern time as well. All coming your way in the 24-hour home of CBS. Offense back in the field for Syracuse. Keep by Dungy. Good pickup. Back to Brent Stover in New York with an update.
Good game in South Bend. Quentin Ezell, his second touchdown of the first half for Navy, only down 24-21 at the break. And the SEC on CBS, back-to-back touchdowns for Tennessee, and they are to within 7 against Georgia. Guys?
Great games, Brent, going on. Navy looking for their first 5-0 start since 0-4. They've won 8 straight overall. Can they pull off the upset? Brisley Esteem from Dungy. It'll be a first down for Syracuse. The 45. Gain of 10. Sanchez at the stop defensively for USF. All right, Corey, so if you're Scott Shea from the Orange, suddenly down by 2 touchdowns, what's your thought process right now?
Well, I think they got to go do exactly what they're doing. They're involved in the screen game. They're involved in their option. Those are 2 things in which Dungy does and executes well.
H-back look with Lewis in the game. Dungy keeps. Runs right into Eric Lee, which is no fun. Lee, 6'3", 260, senior from Daphne, Alabama. And a team captain.
Well, he's played like a team captain today. He's been all over the place. He's been disruptive. We talked about him going forward, and that means getting across the line of scrimmage and playing on their side of the ball. He's done it. He's been the leader.
Second down. Dungy deep ball. Esteem incomplete with Huggins on coverage. Brisley Esteem almost brought in the go route on the sideline. It was close.
Well, just a great job by Huggins finishing the play. And when you look at that, that's the perfect matchup if you're USF. You want to get a quick, shifty cover guy against a quick, shifty receiver and Esteem. 5'9", or going against 5'8", good matchup.
Third down, big moment again, USF defense. Dungy can't get away. As put down at the 48 by Eric Lee again. Busy on this drive. Defensively for the Bulls, no gain. Punt unit back in the field for the Orange.
Well, he's busy all day, and you can see him right here. Watch, he just doesn't quit, and he's going to go inside of Ivan Foy because he kept leverage and kept vision on the football. Eric Lee is taking over this football game defensively from start until right now for the Bulls.
Forward deep to receive the punt here from Dixon. Line drive kick. In the end zone for a touchback. There is a flag down. It's a false start against Syracuse. We'll see what Willie Taggart wants to do. Get the ball at the 20 on the touchback.
Illegal formation, more than 4 players in the backfield on the kicking team. Penalties decline, first down.
Yeah, well, I agree with that because
We'll talk more about that when we come back. Corey's got a thought, and we'll get it from Corey Chavis when we return to Tampa. Tom Allen's got to love it. Enthusiastic new defensive coordinator for USF. He's having fun right now. 17-3 game here, USF. Just over a month ago, after USF opened its season with a win over Florida A&M, many current and former Bulls players were in nearby Ybor City for a post-game celebration. It was there that former Bulls starting defensive lineman Elkino Watts, who played on last year's USF team, was tragically killed. Elkino, a very well-liked teammate. He'd been helping incoming freshmen get acclimated to college and fall camp. In his honor, teammates wearing his 53 on their helmets, a decal. Coaches have EW on the hats. Some members of the student section also pay tribute to him with 53 with a body paint. Yesterday, Bulls players told us Elkino, a tireless worker, always had a smile on his face, and that this season is dedicated to him. There's an on-campus memorial for Elkino last month at the Sun Dome, the school's basketball arena, with more than 600 in attendance. A tragic loss. Elkino Watson will be missed. Off the Dixon punt. Bulls take over. Up by a couple touchdowns. Flowers. Pump fake. Flowers. Deep ball. Brought in. Adams. A big catch. Rodney Adams. Pickup of 33. First down USF.
Well, you can see them fake the screen pass, and that's what actually gives them the opening in the middle of the field. He makes an accurate throw.
Bulls go fast. Mack, end around. Flea flicker. Back to Flowers. Deep ball. Brunson open. Touchdown USF! Rasheed Brunson from 42 yards out. And how about the Bulls?
Got a lot going on right here. It starts off with a double reverse action. They pitch it back to Flowers. Thompson can't make the hit, and then over the top of Winfield, the deep strike to Bronson.
Nadelman has a PAT, and look out Syracuse, because USF has a 3-touchdown lead. The sophomore from Fort Myers, Florida, Rasheed Brunson. Second career touchdown catch. Flea flicker works for the Bulls. Let's take a look at the Chick-fil-A fan cam to see the fans here in Tampa. Outside Raymond James Stadium. Fun tailgate scene, and a lot to cheer about inside, because their Bulls are upsetting Syracuse in the ACC right now by 3 touchdowns. Bronson, the flea flicker, Corey, a moment ago, worked to perfection. And you and I have studied the Bulls a lot. We've seen them a lot in the last couple years. See that key play to Adams leading up to the Bronson touchdown. They've had drops. Adams had one against Maryland.
He did.
Sure touchdown. Austin Aikens had one against Florida State. Sure touchdown. This time, Bronson hangs on.
And everything about what you're seeing right now is the excitement of creating big plays. That's why we said at the beginning of the game, big plays in the passing game will get this homecoming crowd going and get the sidelines into it as well. And now everybody's dancing to the beat.
At least for now. Look at that bench. Those kids are pumped up.
Only thing missing is you down there.
Hill kicks off. Grizzly Esteem from the 6. Syracuse needs something here on the return. And he's decked shy of the 30.
Well, Dave, there's a lot going on right here. First of all, you got Syracuse bringing a blitz. And then you've got a reverse action right here. You're going to see they give it to Adams. They give it back. That's right, to Flowers. And now you've got the throw. And he's got to make an accurate throw over the top of Winfield, who gets lost a little bit in coverage. And the thing that happens is when you're the deep, or you have deep responsibility of your Winfield, you can't look in the backfield. You saw it happen right there. It was the next one to throw by Flowers, but a good play design by offensive coordinator Danny Hope.
Dungy back on the field.
Three-step drop, throws on the move. Esteen makes the catch. In front of Jamie Bird. Leading tackler back from last year's team. Call him the Angry Bird, like the video game. He's a good one. Defensive back in a new position, the Husky safety spot. 4-2-5 defense. New coordinator Tom Allen. Second down. Dungy with a flag down. Go route. Incomplete. Looking there for Steve Ishmael. There is a flag down in the backfield.
Personal foul. Chop block. Number 72 and 68. Offense. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
That's left tackle Ivan Foy and the left guard Nick Robinson for Syracuse. And that causes a 15-yard penalty.
If you let it run right here, you can see right there, when you end up having him engaged there, you can't block down low. And when you do it, they're going to get you every time. They're trying to take care of one of their top players, and Deidre Sanat. And that's a no. You can't do that one, or you're going to get 15 yards.
Second down. Dungy. Ishmael. Tackle made by Tayshawn Whitehurst. Back to Brent in New York, that LSU South Carolina game. Brent, what's happening?
Dave, even Corey Chavis, a hard hitter in his prime, may not have wanted a piece of Leonard Fournette. He's at about a 160 so far, going for his fourth straight 200-yard game, and LSU leads South Carolina 24-10 in the third.
But Brent, I want some of you.
LSU looking for 6 straight against the Gamecocks. Third down. Dungy. Trouble. Pressure. Deep downfield. Phillips makes a catch. Urban Phillips from that H-back spot. A huge pickup for Syracuse.
And that's great touch that time. And this is why everybody's excited about Dungy. Now you see him outside. They're running a combination route, and both players, nobody runs with Phillips up the sidelines.
Stepped out of bounds at the 40, Corey, so a gain of 29 for the Orange. And a much-needed conversion for Syracuse. Good footwork, presence of mind by the true freshman quarterback, Eric Dungy. Came a long way to play his football in Central New York from the West Coast. On first down, play fake. And that pass, little miscommunication, no. Ishmael was held, penalty. So interference.
Devin Abraham.
Coming here against USF. And that ball was not anywhere near Ishmael. That's the explanation. Flags down against the Bulls.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 21, 10-yard penalty. First down.
I got number 21. That must have been a missed call. That was on Devin Abraham, yeah. So it wasn't a 21. Khalid McGee wasn't on the field, but Abraham has had his problems down the field a little bit. He made some big plays, or has made some big plays. You see him against Maryland, but you'll see, well, you can't really see it right there a little bit afterwards, but definitely impeded his progress.
Off a penalty from the 30. Play fake. Dungy surveys, then throws on the move. Catch made. Big run for Fredericks. Into the end zone for a Syracuse touchdown.
Wow.
30 yards out. Jordan Fredericks stays on his feet. And it's a huge play for the Orange.
Watch Dungy, though. Watch how he surveys all the way back across the field, and he finds his open man. And now it's just electricity from Frederick. Can't tackle him in the open field. You see the missed tackle from Abraham. Great vision by Dungy.
Cole Murphy has the PAT for Syracuse. And they're right back in the game. A 2-score contest from Tampa. Now the true freshman comes through for Syracuse.
Well, you want to talk about excitement and why the program is so excited. It's Dungy creating on the move, and he gives this man a chance to be Air Jordan in space. We call him Air Jordan Fredericks. Gotta like it if you're a Syracuse Orange fan.
Your weekend starts here with the undefeated Atlanta Falcons. Throwdown with Drew Brees and the Saints on Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network. A little history with these two teams. They played a lot. Longtime rivals. 48-43 Falcons lead the series, and Drew Brees 36 career touchdown passes against Atlanta. That's amazing. Big game coming up.
It is.
Big score a moment ago, capped up by Frederick's spin move in space. That was spectacular. And the Orange, first touchdown of the day.
Dave, there's not enough you can say about. You see Fredericks on the sidelines talking to Jacob Hill, the freshman, but the one thing that you see right now from those two players making the play, I'm talking about Dungy and Fredericks, that's the future of the program. And that gives your entire sidelines a different feel at this point in the game.
Norton kicks off. Adams on the return. Struggles outside the 15 and just shy of the 20-yard line. He's dropped. Back down to Lauren Gardner.
Well, guys, earlier in the half, we saw Paris Bennett, starting linebacker for Syracuse, go down. He walked gingerly off the field. The athletic training staff inspected his groin area, had him limp over to the sidelines. He shuffled a few times. They said he was going to give it a go, handed him back his helmet. I'll tell you what, he did not show any signs of wanting to stay out of this game.
Tough kid, Lawrence, sophomore from Detroit. 22 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss coming into the game today. They need him. First down. Hand off Marlon Mack. Oh, he gets belted. And sent backwards hard. What a hit that was. And the Syracuse bench explodes. Wow. Chauncey Sism delivers a blow.
Oh, man. Hey, you dream about those.
Second down. Flowers. Pressure. Steps up. Trouble. Lost the ball. And Syracuse has recovered the fumble. The first fumble recovery of the season. Sudden change. And the Orange gets it right back. Thanks to Hodge.
I'm telling you now, again, you're seeing some players that are playing with maximum effort. And right there, number 93, Kadir Shepard, is doing an excellent job of finishing. And those long arms, assisting and causing the fumble. You see, that's the first fumble they've lost all season. They put it on the ground quite a bit, including Marlon Mack. So they've been lucky. That time, not so lucky. Orange shine.
Momentum has turned dramatically here. Dungy. Option look. Pitches last second to Irvin Phillips. And Holman knocks him out of bounds defensively for USF. Today's Red Zone being brought to you by Verizon, as the Orange are knocking on the door again here after the sudden change.
And let's remember, at the end of the first half, as you see, they've been pretty successful, but below the national average this year by nearly 11.5%. Remember at the end of the first half when South Florida or USF went for that field goal instead of going for the 7.
Great point. Cost them points. Potentially. Second down. Dungy, some time. Sideline route, Ishmael. Tajay Fullwood bumps in out of bounds hard. And shy of the marker. Needs the 7 for a first down. Here's Quentin Flowers being looked at by USF trainers. We'll go to the training table here.
Well, looks like he'll be okay, but this is 4-down territory, I believe, for the Orange. They've got to be thinking like that.
Phillips motion man. Dungy keeps. Dungy first down. Dungy touchdown Syracuse. He's in. And the Orange comes storming back. True freshman Eric Dungy from 7 yards out. It's a one-score game.
All right, doing a good job of faking the inside zone, and he has the option capability there. And then you're following behind number 89, Josh Paris, who makes a little block, and it's a good decision by Eric Dungey.
Murphy has the PAT, and it's a 1-touchdown lead now for USF. 2 touchdowns for the Orange in 1:53. Flowers lost it here. Bennett the recovery, and it leads to the Dungey touchdown run, the second of a young QB's career. He has bounced back so well from that concussion suffered against Central Michigan a few weeks back.
Now, what a move he put on in the hole against Augie Sanchez.
He's impressive.
I mean, that's the one thing. You got Augie Sanchez, the leader of the defense, one-on-one, chance to get him on the ground right there. Eric Dungey able to make him miss, and that's the underrated part of that run that ends up working for the Orange.
Flowers getting things adjusted, and some of the Syracuse players saying quiet down over there. They're getting excited. All right, so the Orange player is going to respond here with some excitement on their side. Each side getting going here, Corey. I love it. Syracuse something to cheer about after the 2-touchdown run here. Norton kicks off. Touchback coming up. Back to Brent in New York with an update.
Dave, C.J. Procyse from 22 yards out on the ground, and Notre Dame leads Navy 31-21 early third. And in the SEC, Trayvon Doral streaking down the field from Brandon Harris. He fires a dart. LSU leads South Carolina 31-10. Dave, Corey, and Lauren.
Notre Dame series with Navy, they played a lot, Brent. A great rivalry head-to-head as Navy tries to stay undefeated in their first year in the American Conference. How will the Bulls respond? Pretty well, apparently. Marlon Mack has a big pickup, upended there by Corny after a nice run.
It was a good block over there by Kofi Amichia, and then he's able to react off of it. Stoppage of play right here.
Matt Corey's over 100 yards, 106 now for the game.
Syracuse, their first of the half.
Interesting.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
Play stoppage here for Scott Schaefer. Using it early in a 1-score game, those always come back to become an interesting storyline when you don't have them late.
Yeah, they do, and that's something that we've talked about. The end of the first half, you only had the one timeout when you're talking about USF, so when they did get the first down pass, they had no option other than to go for the field goal.
Scott Schaefer, former defensive coordinator at Syracuse, getting his Orange psyched up here. Quentin Flowers Day, Corey, what do you think?
I think he's done a pretty good job of doing what they asked of him today in terms of he's been in control. He's run the football efficiently on third down particularly, and then down the middle of the field. That throw right there, you see the Rodney Adams, he missed that throw a lot during the year. Now he's made some of these, and receivers haven't come through. You mentioned that, D. This time, Machine Bronson able to come down, and you get this forced fumble.
Second and short. Play fake, Flowers, pressure, throws on the run. His man's open, and Bronson, who makes the catch? Rasheed Bronson's had himself a day. The sophomore had the flea flicker touchdown catch already. And unlike other moments, really of the 3 years for Willie Taggart, his receivers are catching balls in the clutch. Different story today so far. Marlon Mack, look out. Here he goes again. Down the sideline for a USF touchdown. This kid is something else. True sophomore Marlon Mack had a record-setting freshman year, and has continued the excellence this year. Nato has a PAT. And we have ourselves an offensive shootout here with USF and Syracuse. Second rushing touchdown for Mack.
Oh, one of the players to watch is Dominique Threet right here. Watch him come up here, and he's going to make an excellent block. And I think that's one of the things that springs it for him here. You see him come up on the linebacker, and that block right there against number 33, Marquise Hodge, is what enables Mack to just that split second. And you can see Threet, who's a good run blocker, particularly at the second level. And then you got poor tackling angles by the Syracuse defensive backs. That's something that you cannot have against a player like Mack, who right now looks like Mac Daddy.
Does he ever? 15 carries, 151 yards, and a couple touchdowns today for the super soft from Sarasota right here in the Tampa area. Marlon Mack, his 7th 100-yard rushing game in his career and 3rd of the season. This guy ran for 275 in his first ever game. Yes, it was against Western Carolina in the stadium last year, the FCS.
Well, this isn't Western Carolina.
and 4 touchdowns, but that was an American Conference single-game record.
It's been quite a game, man.
And I love the sideline pre-kick pump-up going on here.
I know you do.
USF's turn. That's Thiem from the 8. Tiptoes down the sideline, and Holman again on special teams involved in the tackle.
Well, their kick coverage has been outstanding against one of the nation's best all afternoon.
There's a flag down. Now, Corey Chavis, just so everyone knows, in our production meeting yesterday said, sure thing, NFL prospect Marlon Mack. We're seeing why today. Got to give you credit, buddy.
Well, no, I like Marlon Mack. I know you
After
do
the
too.
play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 4 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down. This is number 4's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
Well, that's Jimmy Bays. And one thing about getting those types of fouls on special teams when you don't get to play a lot, D, you end up getting on the bench quick.
Was he on the field? He might have been doing that from the sideline. There were a lot of stuff going on there. I saw a towel get kind of flicked there at Esteem, and that might have been him. That's a bad penalty. All of a sudden, it's plus 15 on what was not a great return for Esteem. So Syracuse, first down. Dungy, pressure coming again. Fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage. Wrestled down by Sanchez, no gain. Pressure all day against Eric Dungy. Lee, Hamilton, Sanat, Bullock up front. They're tough.
And the one thing that happens is you see Hamilton being very disciplined right there, allows it to open up for Sanchez because he was able to avoid trash around his legs. They tried to cut him, and he was able to stay on his feet and open it up for Sanchez.
Second down. Dungy, deep ball, looks for Lewis. Some contact. Syracuse bench will have a flag. But no laundry on the field. It's incomplete. Third down coming up here for Syracuse.
Well, you're going against a player that's 6'2" and you're only 5'8". Watch him get up. That's how you get playing time. If you're Ronnie Hoggins at 5'8", you jump over to 6'2" Lewis and you dunk or attempt to.
Dungy's numbers. Syracuse needs a big play. Dungy for Phillips at the 45. Ward helps out with a tackle, along with Dietrich Nichols defensively for the Bulls. He needed just shy of midfield and did get the Syracuse first down. Big conversion for Eric Dungy, the Orange offense.
You're starting to see why this program is so excited about Dungy. You can see him in the pocket in the vision, and he finds his outlet, his 4th option on that play. And you can also see why everybody's so excited about Irvin Phillips. He's that combination running back slot receiver who creates after the catch.
Back in the Syracuse lineup is Phillips after missing a couple games with a knee injury. Here's first down. Play fake. Dungy, time. Phillips right on cue on the screen pass, dances through traffic and has another Syracuse first down inside the 40 out of the 38-yard line. Dungy's day. Corey, how do you evaluate the young freshman?
Well, I think he's settled down here in the third quarter. Now, you'll see right here, able to create on the move, showing some touch along the sidelines. That was a play to Phillips. This is just a magician-type play. Goes all the way back to another fourth or fifth option. Watch the move in the hole against Augie Sanchez. He's able to lean in and score just as he did against Central Michigan. He's been pretty good as this game is worn on.
On first down, Dungy throwing again. Dangerous pass over the middle is brought in there by Fredericks in traffic. Dungy continues to be efficient. Almost to the 29-yard line of USF. Needs the 27 of the Bulls for a first down. Second down coming up here. And Scott Schaefer's offense is running very smoothly on this drive, down by 2 touchdowns.
And he doesn't make a lot of silly mistakes. You know, you talk about a kid is only a true freshman, and he's playing with a lot of poise.
Sure is. Interesting story getting into Central New York out of Portland, Oregon. Here's second down. Play fake to Fredericks. The sprint right and the throw on the move is incomplete on a dangerous pass intended for Ishmael there at the 25-yard line. Well, Tajay Fullwood bidding for the pick there.
But we almost talked him into an interception on that play. We said he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He loses one. Miscommunication with Ishmael.
Third and short. Dungy's mom has relatives on Long Island, and that helped offensive coordinator Tim Lester talk the youngsters, recruited by some Ivy League schools, to come all the way cross country to Syracuse. Here's third down. The freshman pitching to Lewis, who's cut down by Dietrich Nichols. A huge defensive play for USF. He bolts into the backfield. And it's a tackle for loss for the Bulls.
When they love running this option into the short side of the field. And Nichols, described by a lot of his coaches as you cannot break him. You heard that a lot when we were talking to defensive coordinator Tom Allen. And now we get a long field goal here from Ryan Norton.
Career long back in 2013 of 44 yards. He's their long field goal kicker. Murphy does the short kicks. It's a fake. And the punter, Riley Dixon, gets the first down. We've seen this before happen against LSU 2 weeks ago at the Carrier Dome, and the Orange converts. It's a first down for Syracuse down to the 24-yard line. Big play for Syracuse. A couple weeks ago, last game for Syracuse. The direct snap. Dixon was lined up as a field goal kicker there. LSU didn't pick it up, went right to him, and he got a first down.
And he likes jumping, doesn't he?
He does. Done that a couple times, right? Hey,
better watch out with that.
First down.
Starting punter.
That was huge. Pistol, Dungy again. Feels a little pressure. Deep ball. Incomplete. That was close. Looking for Jacob Hill.
That's a perfect pass.
Who nearly had it.
You talk about the touch. Now Hill's got to adjust to that. Ran for 75 yards against Central Michigan. And you can see where this ball comes down and watch. It's right in the hands of Hill. He's got a chance to make that play one-on-one with Jamie Bird. And he outmaneuvered him for a potential catch.
Second down. Dungy throwing. Sideline route. Ishmael makes the catch. Nichols and Tajay Fullwood on coverage defensively for the Bulls. So another pickup for Syracuse. They continue to move upfield here.
This
big field goal working well, Corey.
Well, this is where Dungy has to get a little bit better. He's a 43% passer on third downs coming into the game. And right here, third down and 4, your mettle gets tested against this type of defense.
Final moments of the third. Dungy. Time over the middle. Catch made there by Josh Paris, the tight end. Syracuse converts again. It'll be first and goal when we start the fourth. 31-17 game. USF leads Syracuse 3 complete. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network. Great fourth quarter still to come. Stay with us.
Syracuse fans know it. Had some great moments in Tampa. 88 Hall of Fame Bowl win over LSU. 91 Hall of Fame Bowl win over Ohio State. They need some more greatness here today against USF, and coming up, much more college football. Presented by Geico. It's Boise State, number 25 in the AP poll this week, against Colorado State and Fort Collins, Utah State, Fresno State. More great Mountain West action coming your way. CSU led by Rashard Higgins, who's got a touchdown catch almost every game this year. Saw the numbers. Here's Syracuse beginning the fourth. Dungy with some pressure. Throws, touchdown, Syracuse. Steve Ishmael grabs it and dives into the end zone. Orange back on the board in our wild back and forth second half. A one-score game again for Scott Schaefer in Syracuse. Murphy has a PAT, 31-24. It all started with that fake field goal. Riley Dixon for the second game in a row. The direct snap to the holder. He's leaping, he's jumping for a first down. And it leads to the touchdown pass, second of the day for the young quarterback, Eric Dungy. Going to Steve Ishmael. One-score game, 31-24. Sophomore from Miami, Steve Ishmael, second touchdown catch of the year, returning to the Sunshine State. 31-24 game here, Corey Chavis. It's been fun to watch. Syracuse, the ACC, they need that win. USF needs it even more, trying for that statement victory for Willie Taggart. Can they finish a game is the question.
Well, I think the one thing that's happened in this game is that neither team has said no, or is a never say die attitude. But I think when you look at the history of Syracuse and really what it comes down to, I did some research of my own.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
And I found probably the greatest shot.
Oh, where'd you get that?
In Syracuse history. And you know what? You don't look too different, man.
We're not going to mention what the GPA was, but I did graduate. Class of '89. That was around the patio there at the Newhouse School.
That was
Syracuse,
awesome,
where
man.
I taught for many years.
And I think one thing that nobody sees is that just a little while ago was a W-A-R-E in Syracuse.
W-A-E-R, FM 88.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
came by. The students came by to meet Dave, for all of our listeners out there, before the broadcast, and you gave him some great advice.
It was great to coach those guys up, and Corey helped out, by the way. It was a lot of fun. Future stars of broadcasting. Adams from the 5. Stood up, hit pretty hard. Shy of the 20. And Syracuse in our back and forth game gets the momentum back for Scott Schaefer one more time. Scoring drive, Ishmael caps it off. One of the top receivers for Syracuse, and that fake field goal kept the drive going. It would have been a 50-yard attempt for the long field goal kicker, Ryan Norton of Syracuse. Not necessary.
And Dixon's another guy who will play on Sundays.
Marlon Mack continues his big day. Looks for the edge. Hit there by Wiggum. Back to Brent in New York, another update.
Yeah, Dave, over on CBS, 21 unanswered for the Tennessee Volunteers. Jalen Hurd busts loose for 20 yards. A couple of plays later, Josh Dobbs, a 1-yard touchdown. 24 all, Georgia and Tennessee in the third.
What a great game going on in the SEC there. Brent will keep a close eye on that. Wiggum shaken up on the Syracuse sideline, and Coach Scott Schaefer and his trainers are looking into the senior from West Palm Beach, Florida. So many key players from here in the Sunshine State. We talked about Ishmael had that touchdown catch a moment ago. Grizzly Esteem is a South Florida guy.
There were high hopes for Wiggum here. If you're an Orange fan, you see him with the tackle there, and it looks like it's, I don't know what happened really right there on the sidelines, but you know, you go back to 2013, talking about a player with 3 interceptions, and you're thinking he's going to become a star at 6'1". A little bit of a struggle the last couple of years trying to round back into form.
Here's second down. Play fake. Flowers dives ahead. So third down. Big play coming up for USF. What's Willie Taggart got in mind here, Corey?
Well, you're talking in that 3rd and 5 range. You were trying to kind of do or expect what he just did, the quarterback run on 3rd down. Now I'm thinking at some point you're going to get the possession passing game back involved. Won't be surprised if we see Sean Price's number called. He's right there.
Mack has run for 162 yards today, but he's passing here on 3rd down. Flowers with a flag down, throws on the move at the 31-yard line. The catch is made for a first down, but there is a flag down. We'll see what it is. Catch by Adams.
Number 66, offense, 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Brynmar Gudmundsson, a grad student from Wellington, Florida. Player Lauren talked about. Be a groomsman for Thor Joswiak at his wedding in February. That's a big penalty.
Yeah, you can see it right in that area. Well, that's even a better shot of it when he gets a little bit past him. When you're talking about Slayton getting on his edge. Gudmundsson's played pretty well this year, though, making that transition. He's moved up and down the offensive line. He's settled in at center. Has some problems with snaps. He's done a pretty good job.
Big penalty. 3rd and very long here. Fake the jet sweep. Screen pass. Bronson stays on his feet. Weston Bronson, the edge, the first down for USF. What a conversion that is for the Bulls. He has had himself a day.
Well, you wonder when he would get the confidence. You see him break the tackle by Paris Bennett. Then he breaks another tackle in the open field, that time by Wayne Morgan, former 4-star recruit, living up to expectations today.
Bronson's 4th catch. Big physical play. Sism comes up and really sticks to Ernest Johnson. Luke Arciniega finishes off the play defensively for Syracuse. A lot of time left in our game. Remember that early second half timeout Scott Schaefer took? Only 2 left. Second down. Johnson again. Bennett hangs on. First down USF. Ernest Johnson, we told you, leading receiver for the Bulls coming to this game today. 4 touchdown catches in addition to the leading receiver in terms of yards. Effective on this drive.
And I think the Orange got to do a better job of timing up their blitzes. They're trying to bring some pressure or zone blitzes, run blitzes off the slot. They're getting there a little late.
The Mack attack. Marlon Mack around Arciniega. Dancing sideline. And finally the play made by Zaire Franklin, the sophomore captain for Syracuse. But a pretty good job by Mack to make something out of nothing.
And that was just great range by Franklin. It's tough to get all the way out to the sidelines as a middle linebacker, and he does it pretty effortlessly. And he's following in the tradition of some pretty good linebackers who moved on to the NFL at Syracuse.
Price, the motion man. Screen pass. Barr's got it. Chris Barr was busy in the first half. Stopped by Julian Wiggum back in the lineup for Syracuse. Nice pickup, though, for the Orange.
Well, you got to watch these blocks outside by Sean Price and Rodney Adams. Those guys are what opened up the first down. You got to be willing, if you're going to be a receiver screen-based team, your wide receivers have to be willing to block on the perimeter. And this is that formation I was talking about, Dave, at the beginning. All 3 running backs in the backfield for the Bulls in the inverted wishbone.
Surrounding Flowers. Marlon Mack runs right. Mack, the edge. Another big pickup. Wiggum, along with Donnie Simmons Jr., make a play defensively.
Well, watch this. They're going to get both of these guys out lead blocking for him. And watch the block made by number 32, Ernest Johnson. You see him come out, and right here, the block made on Antoine Cordy, and that's what picks up the first down. Excellent block by Johnson out wide. That's why you run it. You get 2 fast guys lead blocking.
And Corey is hurt still. Antoine Cordy, strong safety, sophomore from Homestead, Florida, another Miami area product. He had a career best 8 tackles against LSU 2 weeks ago in the last Syracuse game. We expected a very rough, physical, athletic game today, and we've had that.
It was a highlight film block by Johnson. You don't see many prettier than that one. And you'll see him 32 right here. Watch him get down and get low and time it up perfectly. And that just gives Mac the edge.
Our USF football team will be back at home Saturday, October 24th at 7 o'clock, taking on SMU for our breast cancer awareness game. Make sure to wear a pink and don't forget to visit.
Corey helped up. That's good news for Syracuse fans. Looks pretty good there for Antoine Cordy under close supervision of a trainer on the extra bike. Lauren, what's happening with him?
Well, I just spoke with their head athletic trainer, Denny Kellington, who told me it was a lower body injury. However, he will be returning in today's game.
They call him a giant because of his giant heart, not because of his height and weight. 5'8", 175, but no one plays harder, loves the game more than Antoine Cordy, according to Syracuse coaches, or talked to them this week. First down, play fake, Flowers, pressure coming from Thompson, and the pass to Adams off his left hand, incomplete. Winfield on coverage defensively for Syracuse, 2nd and 10. .173 rushing yards, pair of touchdowns for Mac. He's averaging more than 9 yards a carry. Here's 2nd down. Mack adds to the total. Winfield helps escort him out of bounds, although Mack really initiated the contact. Assistance from Paris Bennett. Another big 3rd down coming up here for USF.
You know, you heard a lot about Leonard Fournette and what he did against Syracuse, and Syracuse came into the game.
244, not bad.
Well, they were only allowing 3 yards per carry.
Yeah.
And they've been introduced to Marlon Mack.
3rd down. Tice, the edge. Tice, the 1st down with a flag down late. Let's see.
It might be on
what that call's going to be.
Elkanah Dillon, number 85, maybe.
Cordell Hudson made a tackle for Syracuse.
Number 85, offense, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Of course, Corey Chavis has it right. It's Elkanah Dillon, the freshman tight end. Everyone in Tampa at the USF facility, so high in his future, but he's a freshman. He's going to make some mistakes.
Yeah, you know, I was one of those players that felt like, I was telling y'all in production meeting yesterday that I thought he was going to be one of those players that could change things. And now you'll see him right here coming out and watch him try to get the block down low, and he tackles him right there. And when you do that, you're going to get it. And you saw that a little bit from him on film. He's got to get better as a blocker to earn more playing time, Dave.
Big penalty again against USF, trying to convert on 3rd down. The last time they overcame it. Timeout.
Timeout, South Florida.
Called by Willie Taggart.
You made a good point, though, a minute ago, D. You talked about that being a huge penalty. I think for a team that's starting to get into a rhythm, converting some 3rd downs, they've been 3rd and short. And you're looking at Marlon Mack, he'll have nothing to do probably with his down.
20 carries, 184 yards, Corey. 2 touchdowns for the Mack attack, and it is back in Tampa, no question.
Yeah, it is, and you can see why. He's got strength, he's got power, he's got vision. Those are some big-time holes right there. That one opened up by Gudmundsson, but there have been a lot of great blocks up front. I mean, I think you got to give some credit to offensive coordinator Danny Hope, who brings a reputation of being a good offensive line coach. Went all the way back these days at Eastern Kentucky, and Max being the benefactor. But right here, 3rd down and 10, Mac probably won't even be in the game. You're going to have Dearness Johnson in the game, and if you don't convert right here, Dave, it's a different ball game, because now you're talking about the team coming back down the field to tie the game. So it's a big 3rd down.
Coach Hope, close eye on this huge 3rd down try. Play fake. Flowers with pressure. Downfield incomplete, looking there for Adams. And a late bump, and a penalty flag is coming here against Syracuse. Kylan Whitner has done it again, unfortunately for Orange fans. Wow. A late bump on a ball that was uncatchable. After the play, it's going to be a dead ball, personal foul, and an automatic first down for USF. Wow.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, number 25 defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, my gosh. Remember the first half, he had the ball go off the helmet that led to a USF touchdown on a punt, and this is a late bump right in front of the official.
Well, I don't know if it was incidental. I don't know whether it was accidental, but the shoulder bump. But I question Antoine the Giant Cordy out of the game, the replacement, big penalty.
Play fake. Flowers on the loose. Cut back. Quentin Flowers knocked out of bounds inside the 5. Chauncey Sissom makes the play defensively for the Orange. And USF first and goal.
Still getting a look at Whitner there. And got to be alert for this receiver screen out here. A quarterback run out of this formation.
On first down. Flowers up the middle, end zone, touchdown USF. Third rushing touchdown of the season for the true sophomore quarterback from Miami. He was recruited by Alabama, Nebraska, Florida, Texas, Tennessee, among many, but not to be a quarterback. Native has a PAT. They wanted him at their schools to be an athlete. Willie Taggart, former quarterback, took him to be his QB.
Well, Dave, when it comes down to trying to stay up with Flowers, you can't have penalties like this, because ultimately you're going to be able to convert. He follows behind the big guys upside, inside.
Timeout for up for whatever moment of the game. Brought to you by Bud Light. It's the flea flicker, Corey Chavis, to perfection. Back to Flowers. Rasheen Bronson doesn't drop this one. It's a touchdown for the Bulls.
And Ron Thompson almost got there, and you're able to get the ball over top of him and make an accurate throw. Got to give credit to Flowers, not the tallest player, but those two players right there, Flowers and Mack, instrumental in the 15-play, 82-yard drive that took 5:14 off the clock, and it kind of speeds up maybe the mindset for the Syracuse offense now coming back down the field. You're not going to have as much time knowing that they can get the ball back to score, so you need to score quickly.
Kylan Whitner, true freshman from right outside Atlanta, Lawrenceville, Georgia, has had a tough game with a couple of plays he'd like to have back. Three-time Class 7A All-Region player, Gwinnett County, right outside Atlanta. He'll learn from this. Fredericks from the 4. True freshman on the return. Tough day for Whitner, Corey.
Yeah, I've been there. You know, and the one thing that this happens a little bit, you don't need anybody to come over to you and tell you that, hey, it's going to be all right. You already know you messed up. So just, you know, give me a little bit of space. Let me get my mind back together. I got to go back out there and play again. And I think that's the thing. You look at him, and he's come in now. He's got to replace Antoine Cordy. Don't know if he's going to be back in the game. They need him to be on top of his game the rest of the way.
Dungy, the offense, back in the field. The freshman 17 of 24 passing in the game coming in. Go route here. Brisley Esteem can't catch up with it. Incomplete. Ward on coverage. Back to Brent. Another update in New York.
Dave, it's amazing. Over on CBS, 28 unanswered now for Tennessee. Josh Dobbs busts loose for a 26-yard run 3 plays later. For the second time today, he connects with Alvin Kamara. Tennessee on top of Georgia as they start the fourth, 31-24.
What a great game on CBS there, Brent. 5-game losing streak for the Vols against the Bulldogs. That might end today. Second down. Dungy, back foot throw. The completion to Phillips. And he leans ahead across the 30, needs the 31 for the first down. Tackled by Abraham, and there's an injured Syracuse player here. Amari Palmer, the right tackle junior from Coram, New York on Long Island, is shaken up. This has been a rough game. A lot of players shaken up. Very physical game between these two. Wrapping up non-league play. The Orange will go back to the ACC where they're 1-0. They beat Wake Forest in week 2 at home. And USF returned to the American Conference against UConn. The Bulls lost their league opener a week ago Friday against Memphis in this stadium. Scott Schaefer, former college quarterback himself, talks to his young freshman in Eric Dungey, who threw for more than 10,000 yards, 65 touchdowns. He ran for 41 touchdowns as Palmer limps off. Outside Portland as a high school star. Ivy League recruit. Not many big-time programs interested except Syracuse. And now they need him badly. Third down. Keeps option. Play made offensively by Zach Bullock, but a first down for the Orange. Big conversion here with over 9 to go in the fourth.
Oh, when they get in trouble, they go back to that option, the speed option, and he just tucks it up, and he's a tough kid. I think that's the one thing that has been on display all afternoon.
Pressure coming from Lee. Sack for Lee. Eric Lee. James Hamilton just would not give up. And they get to Dungey.
Well, it's been his day. And you look at him right here, he's going one-on-one with Ivan Foy, and he just keeps his contained, which means you stay outside. Don't let the quarterback escape outside of you. That's just discipline by Lee.
Second and 19. Dungey lost the ball. Came right back to him. What a break that is for Syracuse. Lee polishes him off. Official timeout. 2 Syracuse players are still down.
Man, it was actually Lee who bumped Foy into him. And then Lee comes back. He
has been everywhere.
Hey, man, Lee,
omnipresent.
He better get the defensive player of the game for USF, win or lose. He's just been tremendous. His motor never stops, and he's gotten better as a player this year. He's probably their most improved player when you watch the tape.
Ivan Foy still down for the Orange, senior from Brooklyn. Syracuse brings out the American flag, and Ivan always wants to carry it. He asks Coach Schaefer every week if he can do it. Honoring U.S. Army and nearby base at Fort Drum in Watertown, about 50 miles north of Syracuse, where Syracuse has its preseason camp.
You know, and you talked about their trek up there and some of the things they've done, and it invokes a lot of leadership, right?
Sure does.
And I think on the other side, when you talk about leadership, because you can leave this game, you're going to be talking about Quentin Flowers, you're going to be talking about Marlon Mack, but you're not going to be talking about the guy who I believe is the reason why they had a 14-point lead, and that's that player right there, Eric Lee. As a team captain, he's a player that's kept working, and he's gotten so much better this year. He's really led this defense throughout the game.
Look at those TFL scoring 9 in the game.
Well, how many does he have?
Several. Dungey, third down. Lots of time. He'll fire. Intercepted. Jamie Bird with a pick. And the Bulls in great shape. There is a flag down late. The Angry Bird makes USF fans pretty happy. Fourth career pick if it stands. There is a flag down. It came in at the end of the play, which could be an illegal block against USF on the return.
After the interception, personal foul, face mask, number 57. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 55. That is number 55's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game. Both penalties will be enforced, 15 yards and then half the distance.
What a nightmare for Syracuse. Palmer has the face mask back into the game for the Orange, and Trudeau has the unnecessary roughness call afterwards. 2 starting offensive linemen, 1 a senior captain with great leadership and experience, and both penalties against Syracuse spell an absolute nightmare after the interception from Jamie Bird, Dungy's first pick of the day, all the way to the 9 where it's 1st and goal, and the Bulls are in great shape. Wow.
A similar interception that Bird had against Maryland. He's in there. He does a really good job in those underneath zones of reading the quarterback's eyes. He read Dungy's.
Bar the motion man, flags and whistles first.
And that's a Michia.
False start, number 75 offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Left tackle, correct Corey, Kofi Amichia, senior from Powder Springs, Georgia.
He's had an up and down day. Now, he's played okay in the run game, but had some problems with Thompson, and I still like his potential, though. I think he's got a lot of upside. He just got to hold off some of these other younger offensive linemen they've recruited. They could push him out of a job if he's not careful.
Penalty numbers top of your screen. Syracuse really does itself in with a pair of penalties after the pick by Bird. Adding insult to injury there. Johnson, the game feature back here for USF. Still 1st and goal. Schiff for Price, the tight end. Adams. Touchdown Bulls! The shovel pass to Rodney Adams, who cashes in. And the Bulls are closing in on their 2nd win of the year. That is a pass. The forward shovel to the hands of Adams, who does the rest. Nadelman has the PAT.
Well, Jamie Bird's the guy who's made his living, Dave, working the underneath zones, blitzing. He reads Dungy's eyes, has a pretty good return. 2 personal fouls. They get down late, and they go to the speed shovel. It's something that Adams has shown vision on throughout the year. He finishes, and his teammates celebrate in accordance.
College football on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens. By Sonic. Prepare your buds for 6 new flavors of boneless wings. And by Alberto Beef Jerky. You get out what you put in.
That's Corey Chavis coming to the game today. A little parasailing on the way. I like that 360 spin.
You know you live down there. That's what you do. That's what
beautiful
you do.
Tampa.
You're the only one who can swim out there without a life jacket.
No chance. No way. What a good day for Willie Taggart and USF. Turnover story. Important.
I think they've made a big statement to the rest of the conference to let them know they're not going anywhere. And I think that's a positive for the entire program.
American against the ACC this year, 3-3. And USF in its final non-league game would like to put the American Conference over 500. Hill kicking off. Fredericks again. Looks for a lane. Does not find one. Injury update. What's happening, Lauren?
Well, guys, a pair of QSO linemen and Ivan Foy and Amari Palmer went down with cramps earlier in the quarter. Foy left for the locker room, will not be returning. It's something we don't realize, guys. The temperature may read one thing on the forecast, but it's a different ball game down here on the field that received rain earlier today. It turns into a sauna. You almost feel like an ant underneath a microscope, guys. It gets hot.
Yeah, Lauren, I played here in the stadium, and that was one of the things that it was tough. You had to hydrate in this stadium regardless of the temperature.
Deidre Sanat, pressure off the edge, there's no whistle. Demetrius Hill scoops, tries to score for USF. It's a turnover, the Bulls get it back again. First and goal, USF. Deidre Sanat, the forced fumble. Demetrius Hill takes advantage.
He really just beats Robinson to his hip and gets up the field. And now we're going to see whether or not the arm is coming forward. And I think that'll get overturned, Dave. They're going to review that, and his arm was coming forward, and I don't think that'll be a fumble.
Call the field was a fumble. I am in agreement with my partner, Corey Chavis, that the arm was forward, and it should be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, if they call that a fumble, then you take the rest of the broadcast one-on-one.
Don't do that to me.
Syracuse,
please.
Man.
Play is being reviewed, and it's unanimous in the booth anyway between us that it'll be overturned. And Syracuse get it back, which is a huge break with 7:14 to go in the fourth. And down by 3 scores. There's no margin for error clearly for Scott Schaefer and the Orange here. Syracuse next up at Virginia. Going back to ACC play. Pitt, Florida State, Louisville, Clemson, NC State, and BC. With one of the nation's best defenses still remain. Very tough ACC slate coming up for Syracuse.
I mean, there you get another look at it, and you'll see his arm coming forward.
Oh, yeah, that's clear there. Great look from our crew.
No reason to zoom in on it, but if you want to zoom in on it, you can see that arm is coming forward.
Even closer.
We clearly got that one. That was a great job by our crew again. But all of that said, we'll probably get it wrong, right?
Thomas Potts, field judge, got the notebook out, Corey. You know what that means, right?
They're changing it.
They're changing.
They do a good job. I mean, some of the eye speed of the referees, the back judges, the side judges.
After review, the ruling on the field is reversed to an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd down and 10 on the 24-yard line. The clock should be reset to 7:22, and we'll start on the snap.
All right, so add 8 seconds then on the fourth quarter clock for the Orange. And the true freshman truly tested here.
Well, Ishmael has to show up at some point. Not only Ishmael, but Esteem. I mean, neither one of those players have gotten involved at all, really, in the passing game today, much to my surprise.
So 2nd down. Dungy, crossing route. Ishmael makes the catch, hit by Tajay Fullwood. SEC game, that Tennessee tilt exciting. Brent Sterber, what's happening?
Yeah, Dave, Georgia counters right back. Up top, Grayson Lambert hits Reggie Davis, 48 yards. It's 31-all in the fourth quarter in Knoxville. Dave, Corey, and Lauren.
Wow, what a game there. Dungy and the Syracuse offense passing to Phillips. Tayshawn Whitehurst shoves him down from behind defensively for USF. The Orange has no time to waste here. Down by a bunch.
Yeah, when you take yourself out of the game like Ishmael did a couple of plays ago after the catch, you lose one of your best weapons. Now Sean Avant is in, and one of their best receivers is on the sidelines.
Dungy scrambles. Hill finds him. Demetrius Hill. Another one of those beasts up front. Senior from outside Chicago. Fort Scott Community College. Was a JC All-American. It's a good one for the Bulls. Dungy's numbers top of your screen. 2nd down. Sometime. Throws over the middle. Incomplete there, looking for Devontae McFarland. 3rd and 10 here for Syracuse. Clearly 4-down territory, down by 3 scores. We'll keep the offense on the field as long as possible.
Well, I think his steam has got to show up at some point. Won't be surprised if they just want to get him the ball quick, because it seems like that pass rush starting to affect this offensive line, missing a couple of starters. Got Cody Conway in at left tackle, so get the ball to steam quickly. He's not even in the game.
Third down. Dungy. Crossing route, dropped, incomplete. Strickland can't make the catch at the 46. Dante Strickland has got 3 touchdowns total this year, 2 through the air. Fourth down, and Scott Schaefer's got to go here.
Well, the Bull Sharks are out, and when they close in, you're starting to look at them instead of the ball. And that was McGee, Khalid McGee, on the close right there for USF. And right here, you got to have a steam and Ishmael in the game, and right now a steam is not. Ishmael at the top of the screen. Let's see what they look for.
Syracuse has got to have it on fourth down. Dungy scrambles. Lunging for the marker, spins through a tackle and gets the first down. What an effort. Whitehurst finally on the tackle defensively for USF, but the guts and the want-to for Eric Dungy. Impressive first down for the Orange.
Well, he just has a good feel for the game. Now watch him right here. He builds the pocket, begin to collapse, gets outside of Lee, and then he's able to break the tackle of a 300-pounder in Bruce Hector.
First down. Pressure coming. Dungy avoids. Strickland makes this catch, gets knocked backwards by Tajay Fullwood, and eventually Hoggins polishes him off defensively. Huge effort there by Dante Strickland to stay on his feet. Tajay Fullwood made pretty good initial contact.
That's
First
good
down
pocket,
for Syracuse.
That's good pocket presence again. I really like the way he moves and slides in the pocket when he's under duress.
Syracuse got a score, an onside kick quickly. Have any chance. Dungy over the middle. Lewis can't make the play at about the 21. Whitehurst and Bullock on coverage defensively for USF. Dangerous pass for Eric Dungy.
And Zach Bullock does a lot for this football team. Now, he's leaving the field right now, but he's a guy that can drop in the linebacker, he can come off the edge. You saw him right there in coverage against Lewis. Very versatile USF defense. A lot of moving parts, and now they bring in all their defensive backs, and you got to make a tight window throw.
Second down. Pressure again. Dungy lost it. Who's got it at the 35? USF takes over. Deidre Sanat, the fumble recovery. And the Bulls get it back. The Bull Shark defense all over freshman Eric Dungy all day long.
Well, you're going to see Dietrich Nichols come in. He's blitzing off the slot, and he gets the quarterback hit, and he's the one who causes it. And, you know, you really can't see it from that angle, but he's wide open on a blitz. They're not able to pick it up. And Nichols, like Bird, capable of bringing the heat. We've seen it a couple of times today.
That's the good news. The bad news, it's a fumble. Late in a game, down by 3 scores. Tice. Big pickup.
Darius Tice on the carry.
First down. Jawan Dowles, redshirt freshman from Sunrise, Florida, outside Miami, makes the play on defense for Syracuse. Timeout story top of your screen. Bulls are sitting pretty right now thanks to players like Deidre Sanat and all those dudes up front. What a game they've had today.
Well, they've been a little bit madder. I think that's what the thing that comes out of this game. They've been a little bit more attitude, a little bit more want to today.
First down. Screen pass. Barr gets a nice block from Adams. Chris Barr looks for the edge. Nice stiff arm on Whitner. And does get another Bull first down.
And what's so impressive about the fact that they have been a little bit more angry is the fact that Syracuse has played so hard to fight back, to get in the game. They've showed a lot of mettle and strength to make this a good football game, down just 31-24. But every time they've come back, USF has answered.
On first down. Ty stays busy. Dowles, Paris Bennett, combining the tackle for Syracuse. Bull's more than happy to keep it on the ground here and keep up a little bit of a pace as well.
And they're starting to rotate some linemen in. Clavion Nelson getting in at right tackle, mixing some different offensive linemen, getting a shot to open up some holes. For now, Dearness Johnson in the backfield with Flowers.
Ty Turner, motion man. Dearness Johnson on the carry for USF. What's coming up for the Bulls? Well, as he mentioned, back to the American Conference for USF. UConn took care of UCF today to keep the Knights winless in Orlando. SMU, those are winnable games for sure. Navy undefeated heading into that game today with Notre Dame. East Carolina, Temple, Cincinnati. And they're cross-state rivals from Orlando, UCF, to finish out the year. Year 3. Got to be a bowl season for Willie Taggart. After winning 2 in his first year, 4 last year, improvement is required in year 3 for any coach. Delay of game.
Prior to the snap, delay of game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So, Corey, what do you think about that? How important is this win for Willie Taggart and the program?
Well, I think it's an important win, but I don't think they should overstate it. I think it's got to be business as usual. They should be still angry that they didn't have their best performance at times against Memphis. I thought the Maryland game was a game they let get away. So they've had too many performances to lay too much on one victory, regardless of this whole Power 5, whatever thing.
Johnson spins to the Syracuse defense, drags tacklers, he's still going. They're waiting for a whistle. The ball came out as well at the end of the play. Now we get some whistles. Let's see. Marked at the 30 on a great run by Dearness Johnson.
First down, the 30-yard line.
And I want to make a point, Dave, about what we were just talking about with USF. As we see another player down again, it looks like that might be the big hitter, Chauncey Sism.
Yep.
But what I was talking about there was you can't put too much into this because let's say you're East Carolina, for example, from the American, and they've beaten, I believe, Virginia Tech this year, right?
Yes, they have.
But do you really think that one of the reasons I believe they beat Virginia Tech is because they – hold on.
Down. First down. The clock will start on my signal.
Okay, now what I was saying, though, Dave, was that the one thing that you want to look at from that East Carolina beating Virginia Tech, one of the reasons that probably happened, they only lost to Florida by 7 points. So I think you have to put things in perspective if you're USF, even the games you've had where you play well against the Memphises and Florida States.
Be the first win over an FBS team this year for Willie Taggart and USF. They beat Florida A&M for the FCS to begin the year. Lost 3 straight. Been so close so many times in his 3 years to the big signature win, and today looks like he's going to get it. Now, what they do with this victory in the future, that's a great point. That's the question. Move on, because you have to expect to win, and that's the culture that Willie Taggart is trying to reinvigorate, reinvent here at USF. Back in 07, this program was number 2 in the nation. They're drawing 50,000 a game.
Right. Well, I think you said it best. You said they would be, what, 4-3 against the ACC?
Yep.
So that means that 3 other teams beat ACC teams, too. That's how I would look at it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's a pretty good conference.
Houston beating Louisville was a big one early in the year. That's for sure. Johnson stays busy. Stopped by Paris Bennett.
Dearness Johnson on the carry.
Because I think Syracuse can win some more football games in their conference this year. So, you know, Wake Forest plays Florida State tough. What does that mean? Syracuse beats Wake Forest. I think you can always look at these common opponents and draw something from it, but victory is the most important thing.
Less than a minute to go here, and Syracuse electing not to stop the clock. So the Bulls will win their 2nd of the year. Move to 2-3, with the American Conference schedule resuming next week against Bob Diaco's UConn Huskies.
Who wins that game?
USF.
And then they got a better team than Connecticut.
Absolutely. Huge win for USF today. Time now for Coach Taggart and the Bulls to enjoy this.
Enjoy it and flush it out of your memory quickly and get ready for a Monday practice.
Two good friends together on the Stanford staff. A hug of congratulations for Scott Schaefer. They're good buddies again now that this game is over. 45-24, a signature win for USF in the American Conference against Syracuse from the ACC. For Corey Chavis, Lauren Gardner, the entire CBS Sports Network crew, I'm Dave Ryan saying so long. Huge win today for Coach Taggart and the Bulls. Now it's time for the Mountain West. Let's send it to Carter Blackburn, Aaron Taylor, and Jenny Dill in Fort Collins for Boise State, taking on Colorado State. Guys, take it away.